Hey, what's up, everybody? Mogia Monster here, and I am with my lovely co-host Iron Dogger.
Hey,
How's it going?
not my
Hope
sister.
everybody's having a good night. Welcome to Why the Fascination, or WTF, as we like to call it. Hmm.
Woo.
Um, yeah, another Tuesday night.
On a Tuesday night.
That weekend went by pretty quick.
Oh my gosh, this week has been crazy.
It just flew by.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who- I'm looking at chat. Stevie and Mr. Lee going back and forth about what time it is where. And it's 3 a.m. in over in England. Stevie's like, wow, don't you ever sleep?
Burning that midnight candle.
Yeah. So what's up, everybody? Good to see everybody.
Yeah.
Who do we got here? We got Bat Mom. How are you? Stevie B, of course. Mr. Lee. Scroll up. Who else we got here?
Thanks, Stevie.
Ida Bustamante. How are you? Great to see you. Obelisk Nind. What's happening? All the way from AZ.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna have to
Old stone.
go head out to AZ in February.
All right.
My dad's birthday and my sister's getting married.
That'll be fun. Sounds like a party.
Don't want to drive again. Such a long drive. Ruth Maris, how are you? Catherine Lindquist, nice to see you. We got 16 watching.
I'm at my sister's. You notice the different background.
Hey, Claude, what's up, man? Breeze, how's it going? Good to see you. Barb Santi. Hey, did those oh, it's your birthday. Barb Santi, happy birthday.
Hey.
Guys, be sure to wish Barb a happy birthday.
Looking around for something to grab.
Stevie B says, I'm not going to the airport. That's a private joke, and that's funny as fuck. Here's the deal. She was gonna try to meet up with me when I was driving back from Arizona to Florida, not back, but to. She was gonna try to meet up with me, so I didn't have to drive alone.
Oh, nice.
So I think we started in Arizona, and well, okay, how about this airport? Well, I could be there. So and so next flight. Wasn't lining up, so I just started driving, and I'm like, okay. As I was driving, I'd say, okay, how about this airport? You know, I judge how long her flight would take for me to get to the airport, whatever, but it just didn't happen. I sat in Baton Rouge for 5 hours, hoping that she was, going to walk out that airport door, and she never got on the plane. It just wasn't meant to be, but she had already been, and she had gone to like one or two airports. Like, yeah, it was crazy. So that's why she just says, I'm not going to the airport.
3 airports one day.
I couldn't catch up with him. Yeah. But she drove to the airports. Like, she never flew it. She never got on a plane. Who did I just? Leslie, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm amazed. I'm on time.
Wow, look at you, girl. Wow. Hi, guys. I can't even try.
Hey, Jen. How are you? Blue-eyed Northern. How's it going? What?
I said that's my
I mean, what?
Sister.
I said mom, didn't I? Dude. I don't know why I said that. The last time I saw you were at your mom's.
Yeah. See, I've been all over in a week.
Michael Haywood, what's up, buddy? Mark Dodman, good day.
Fun.
Hold on. Let's pop this up there. G'day all in chat. On top of everything else in Victoria, Australia, we just experienced an earthquake rated 6 on their scale. Felt right across Victoria into New South Wales, Tasmania, and Canberra. Wow, prayers, man. Hope that didn't cause too much damage and everybody's okay from that. Wow. 6 isn't like too devastating, right? I mean, not until you get into
it's a good
sevens and eights that
that really
shake things up.
Yeah, but depends on how long it goes. It could, yeah. Right on.
So right on, dude. Officially, Forest of Monsters says, "Hey, Iron and Mugger Monster, I have great news and best event and best episodes is coming and live show too." Right on, dude. You're getting your show going. I see your videos out there. That's good, man. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Keep up the good work.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Daniel Lundy, how's it going, man? Good to see you. Who else?
So, Stevie, I wanted to say thank you to Stevie for stepping in for me last week. I was at Mom's. Thank you.
Yeah, you missed a crazy show.
Yeah, it was a lively one, man. Buckle up. I was like, wow, see?
It was fun. They're all fun. Like I said, in the end, if we can walk away friends, that's the important part,
Yeah, that's what matters.
I try, it's Hoosier, what's up?
Sorry. Oh.
What does this say? Who? I guess this isn't for me.
Thank you. Yes, it is.
No, it's not. Just because it's from a woman. No, I'm kidding.
See.
The only other person I would say that would probably be Mr. Lee.
Oh. Hey, Eric. You did a live drive down Brushy Creek Drive.
Joey? I didn't. Oh, there he is. What's going on, Eric? Good to see you. Media Palace. Welcome.
It's awesome. Murray.
Hey, Murray. How's it going, man? Murray's everywhere. He's like furniture. Just you expect him there. If he's not there, there's something wrong.
Like Mr. Lee.
Who moved my furniture? Yeah, it's not there. Exactly. Mr. Lee's everywhere. Hey, Bobby.
Hey.
I don't know. Do we have anything to talk about? I'm like, I had a brain fart. I thought I had something to talk about, and I was like,
Didn't you? Well, maybe. I don't know. Did you? There goes my niece.
You're still looking for her keys.
Yeah. It's okay. Huh?
Jackie's Iron Dogger's niece misplaced her keys, so if you see her going back and forth, that's why.
What's happening? The search is on.
Crow Creek, what's up? How's it going, Tony?
So, did you do anything this weekend?
No, I just worked around the house. That's all I do. Yeah, I'm just, I keep up with the gardening and just the landscaping and the pool and cleaning and cooking and some other domestic shit. Domestic God.
Yo.
Miss T, how are you? Great to see you. Miss T's coming from Canada.
Oh, wow.
That means, what's up, Bigfoot and on? Larry, good to see you. That means Sean G should be around here somewhere soon. If Mrs. T shows up, he's sure to follow.
It's a
Lisa
practice.
Enlow, how are you? Good to see you.
Right on. Yeah, it's been quite a busy week.
So, did you get power back in the?
Yes, it went out and it came back on, and then went out again. On.
Tease.
Yeah. So hopefully it'll stay on for a while. I hope.
I got a pain in my shoulder. I'm gonna try to get rid of.
Uh-oh.
I don't like taking like Tylenol or anything. I usually just suffer through it. But
yeah.
Oh
well. We got. Let's see. I don't know. I heard a really good story, and I don't know if I could really share it or not, but it was a pretty good story about some ghosts and paranormal stuff.
So speak, woman. Whose story is it? Is this a true story?
Yeah. I won't mention any names, but he was
ghosts.
like very innocent. They were in their house, and there had been someone that was viciously murdered in that house, apparently. And so they had seen like shadow people and some crazy stuff. Now, I don't know if you saw that Get to Know Your Cryptids little thing that LIB put out on his community page the other day.
A while back?
It was a few days ago.
Oh, no.
Okay. Well, it had a bunch of different cryptids on there that I had never heard of. And sure enough, like what he was explaining, like this, like 2 different episodes that he had, he's seen like this goblin looking thing.
Really?
Yeah. And, it was there and then it was gone, kind of episode. But
that's an interesting. How do you guys feel about human-animal chimeras? I don't really feel anything for them.
Never felt one.
No.
Sorry.
Are they squishy?
Are they squishy?
Soft and squishy. Oh, they're so fluffy. I don't know. It's a weird subject.
Yeah.
Because like they even have laws for them in certain countries. It's like, why would you have laws for something that just
is supposedly mythological or
well, but they're aren't they man-made? Just saying.
Why, does she have a good story with one? Did she hear a good story?
I don't know. I just missed something.
Oh, I had my tests done yesterday and they came back all good. So it's good news.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, so Stevie knows. I told her about it, and but for when did I do it? What's today? Tuesday, Sunday night. I did a podcast. I went and did it at somebody's house. It's funny. The mailman that delivers the mail here. He's originally from New York, and I have the gift of gab. So we were talking, and I had told him about my channel. I just said I had a channel. I guess I didn't tell him that I had a show. So the other day he stops by and he's like, "Dude, what was the name of your channel?" And he finally puts the information in. And the next day he shows up. He's like, "Dude, you're doing it." I'm like, "Yeah, man." He goes, "Because they want to start a podcast." I was like, "Yeah, I told you I had a channel." He goes, "No, but I didn't know you were actually, So he cruised by on Sunday and picked me up, and we went over his buddy's house in the garage and recorded. And I didn't expect it to be out so soon, but if you guys want to check it out, the name of the channel is What is it? What's your theory?
What's your theory? Right on. That's what I was asking you what you did this weekend. Wasn't sure if you were.
Yeah. And we just hung out, in the garage. The garage is set up for a band. So like, yeah,
That's
behind me,
why I thought you were
there's
recording music.
behind me, there's a drum set.
Can you play any instruments?
Nope.
Just your voice?
Yep. It's not good
That's
enough.
what I thought. That's why I thought you guys were singing and playing music.
Oh yeah, when I said it was set up for a band, no, but I was like, dude, what kind of music you do? I'll do a music video.
That's
Oh, that's
awesome.
a good idea.
Mhm.
That's a really good idea.
Yeah. You guys
Because I
should.
worry about sound quality. I tried recording at that karaoke that night, and it just wouldn't record. It was too overpowering for this mic. I used this mic that I'm using here, and it was just like, you heard it. It was so distorted,
Right.
and it's a shame because it was pretty good when I did it. Considering I haven't sung in so long. Who else we got here? I just saw some new people popping in. Uncle Bones, what's happening? Toby, good to see you. Who else?
So did we
Hi to Joey and
answer from the Chimera subject? Is there a story in it?
Stevie put the link in chat for that. What's your theory?
Oh, right on.
Thank you. You can check that out later, but and I'll get it into the description after. Because I don't, all of a sudden I'm going to see the numbers disappear as go down as everybody goes to check out that.
Wait, click. Squirrel.
Everyone.
Say yes if y'all believe in big. I think, yeah.
Most people here do, even though this is not
Bigfoot primarily.
yeah.
Hold on just a sec.
I'm looking at these chimera things. Brown Dwarf, what's up, brother? Welcome, man. Good to see you. Chimeras go back to Egypt. Frogman. Well, Anubis was, possibly a dog man or something along those lines.
I heard a story where someone explained their sighting like an Anubis almost, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, you hear some different versions of Dogman where like there's some, it looked like American Werewolf in London. Then there's others where the dog, it almost looks like the ears are so straight up and tall, like a Great Dane or something, but the face is wolf, but the ears are, you hear all these different.
Yeah. What?
Is there a Bust a Goblin in here?
A Bust a Goblin?
Is he in the right, dude? You in the right show? He's like, dude, I'm Bust a Goblin. That was
great name.
It's
you did the
guy I did the podcast with, Danny.
Channel, right on.
That's who it was.
Right on. Awesome.
Danny Stanton, what's up? What the fuck? What that means? Pyromedic, what's going on? Sandra Piper. If I say your name twice, feel flattered because I just forget who I say hi to. There he is.
Oh, right on. Oh, ooh.
That's awesome. I just realized it's a Smokey and the Bandit picture.
Yeah, that was one of my favorites. That's why I wanted a Trans Am.
Oh, me too. I love that movie. That's probably one of those movies I could probably quote most of it.
That's funny.
That was a great movie.
Well,
Jackie Gleason was amazing in that movie.
excellent. Yeah.
Was it the it was the second one, or was it the first one where? No, it was. That's why Jackie Gleason was chasing him. He had his son-in-law in the car because it was. Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
his son in the car.
Yeah.
Daddy, the roof came off. Drives under a tractor trailer.
By the time they were done, it had no doors, no
Oh,
roof.
yeah.
Yeah. Good times. And then what? They were all in Cannonball Run too, pretty much.
Yeah, but then they got like Dom DeLuise involved in that, and you know, a young Jackie Chan. He was in that. Jackie
Really?
Chan was in that.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure because he was with. I think he was teamed up with that real tall guy, Jaws, who had the metal teeth, in Moonraker from 007. You know, one of the James Bond movies. It was him, and I think he teamed up with. I think that was Jackie Chan. I could be wrong, but Bob Van Buren, what's happening, dude? Good to see you.
Yeah, he always has some really good topics on his show.
Lewis. There's no way you can have come from my loins. When I get home, I'm going to punch your mama in the mouth.
You can't even make movies like those anymore, I don't think.
when the cop when they do the jump,
Oh,
and the cop ends up driving into the river after the Trans Am jumps over the thing. Jackie Gleason comes and goes, funny, you sounded taller on the radio. I was like, what? Because I was a kid when I saw it, I was like, how would he know that it didn't make sense at the time?
oh man.
But I love that show. Joe Parker, what's up, man? Been squatching? Is that a statement or a question? Been squatching. Good. You see anything?
Yeah, I was gonna go out to Earthquake Park because it is like right here. Again, go check out that area. There's a full moon last.
Yeah, it was just one of the harvest moons or the harvest moon. It's too late for that, buddy. Maybe I'll put him back on, but you know, you'd be him.
That's a different show.
I was just looking at something and I wanted to. Oh, Leslie's starting shit. Interesting.
What?
Nothing. She says, "Are the borders open?"
Oh.
It's funny. We were talking about that earlier.
Wow.
I don't even know how to approach any of that.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, Leslie, that's awesome that you got you're about to get a story you didn't know you were going to get. That Obelisk Nin sent Leslie a story a couple months ago or whenever it was. She checked her accounts, it's not there, and I know she needs stories, so here's a story. See how that works out.
Awesome.
Did that make sense, or did I talk too fast?
No. Okay. I caught it.
Just checking.
What she was putting down.
Some other people might, be like, "What?" Oh. Oops. Gonna shuffle off to Buffalo.
Wrong direction.
Stop at the Anchor Bar and grab some wings. I heard they're pretty good. I believe the Anchor Bar is in Buffalo, isn't it? It's where buffalo wings originated.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Actually, they originated on the chicken, but
Frank's Red Hot, wasn't that like?
yeah, Frank's Red Hot with butter and maybe a touch of vinegar. The original recipe. She's going clothes shopping. She's like Burlington Clothes Factory all day.
Let's go. I like a good shopping trip.
Where did I see? Danny, you're in the chat. I haven't posted the link yet to bring anybody on. So hold on. We're like half an hour in, and I haven't even considered that.
See
No, I love if I yeah. Hold on. Let me. Guys, sorry it took so long. Just running at the mouth. The link is in chat, so if anybody wants to pop on, if you haven't been on, there's some people out there who've been on a lot lately, and just hold off. I keep getting my phone keeps going off, so I'm like, I got to check it. People know you're on the air, and yet they're going to text you.
Yep,
that's my fault because I leave it on, but
yeah.
So anybody, like I said, wants to come on, links in chat. If one of the mods could please do me that favor and just copy that and post it every now and then, please. Duke, what's going on, man? Good to see you.
Duke.
You know what, Leslie? If you have a microphone, you should be able to come on without the camera, but it'll just be a blank screen. We can try it. Just click on the link and we'll see how that works.
That would be awesome.
It's good time to experiment.
Yeah, may as well.
Why not? Let's get freaky. Come on.
Come on. Yeah, I don't know much about. Hey, Duke.
It's funny when some people say Duke, I hear like when people yell at Bruce Springsteen's name, Bruce.
Yeah, that's why I do that. Duke. Right on.
Wait a minute. What is this?
What? I don't want to get on, but my wife won't.
I want to get on, but my wife won't let me use her makeup. I'm sure you've got some spackle in the garage with a putty knife. I mean, a little spray paint.
Hi, Dad.
Is your dad here? I didn't.
Well, it says your dad says hi, so I think he's with.
Oh, right on.
Hi, Dad. Rev Jane Smith. So he's out visiting, maybe.
Who?
Yeah.
Right on.
Oh, they found him.
What's up, Joe? Oh, who?
Oh, they found the keys.
Oh. Good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Look at that.
Oh, I was just enjoying that background noise. It's all good. And she turned it off. Damn
I keep trying to mute it every once in a while, but just not fast enough sometimes.
I just did post the link. There it is again.
Missing link.
Everybody's saying post the link. I keep posting it. What?
Are you posting it? No?
No shit. Did that just disappear? Wait a minute.
Oh, see? You've been flagged as spamming your own channel. Nope, there it is.
That's weird, man.
Wouldn't that be funny?
Yeah, right?
Oh, there's Dad. Hey, Dad.
Oh, right on. Casey Hale, what's happening?
Oh.
I'm trying to scroll back and...
He got his packet.
Mr. Page, how are you? Good to see you.
There's my dad.
All right. So, yes, there she is. Let's see how this works. See you. Good evening.
There's my dad.
Did it work?
All right. So, yeah, you just have to turn off your YouTube. Let's see how this works.
Okay, hang on.
No, I didn't do it. But it'll work. That's awesome. But in the meantime, she's going to have to come back up. Danny, what's up, man?
Hey, you can see me.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Why? It's called the camera.
Well, you saw my technology last night. Or the other night.
Yeah, it's primitive.
Yes. Very. How you doing?
I've never seen anybody shoot a video with a Polaroid before. It was like one of
those.
Oh
my God.
You had to stack the pictures up and go through it like a little cartoon book. It was amazing.
You're terrible.
No, that was fun, man. Yeah,
somebody.
We have the link posted for the channel, and Stevie had put it in chat, and I will put the link in the description.
I just want to get used to this kind of like platform. That was really cool. Like I did it with my kid's Chromebook. I was sitting there with all this money and all these cameras, wrong stuff. The whole thing. It's crazy.
Yeah, you can do it so easily. It's so simple to do this.
Hi, Mom.
I am gonna bring somebody up though. Yeah, you can do it so easily. It's so simple to do this.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, but I don't. How do I mute you?
Bring somebody up though. Well, you have to turn off the YouTube. Like if you have, are you on your phone?
Hi,
your computer?
but how do I mute you? Computer.
Okay, X out. There's two windows open. You have StreamYard and not that one. You have two windows open. If you can hear me, when you come on, X out the YouTube. Close the YouTube window, because otherwise we'll just get that echo. So what's up, man? You didn't wait to put that thing out, man. You were like edited and boom.
The funny thing is, did you notice the remember because we were shooting, it was all the air conditioning, and you notice how I nailed that down with the sound. You
can still hear it.
Yeah, but it was so much worse than that in the room. Can you hear it now?
No.
All right. See, I had to do that all with the touch mix over here. But,
so what did you do for a camera?
That was just the GoPro, but I had to like stretch it. I had to literally go through on Reaper and stretch the files so they were like they'd fit because it lined up with to have the audio with all that without all the.
What camera are you on now? Your phone?
No, this is off like kid's $100 Chromebook. It's ridiculous.
Oh, okay.
I'm very upset. Oh, not upset. It's stupid. I'm like, all I did is hit a button. He came over and he's like, hey, just all you gotta do is this. And I'm like, I got everything set up. I'm like, well, it's kind of different because it's from the computer camera, which is whatever. I was gonna try to do like a Joe Rogan kind of thing, or got a couple different angles, and I just need better cameras. That's all. But it's fun.
Yeah, it's but it's just I brought my whole studio to his house and set it up just to show him because it's so easy. It's just a laptop, a camera, a microphone. Um, hey Jackie, private chat. Yeah, it's just so simple to do. So I'm glad that you see how easy it is, and it's to do remotes are awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Got people blowing me up as well. Hey, well, listen, I'm gonna let you guys go,
Right on.
but I'm gonna definitely come back in. I got my wife hitting me up. The kids are going crazy outside, but I just
So
want
guys,
to check and see.
check out Danny's channel. It's called What's Your Theory. Their first episode is already out, and it's three of us. It's his buddy Bruce and myself, and check it out.
Yeah, we're gonna start doing like remote stuff. Like he said, it was very good thing to just sit around and talk about like taboo topics like you guys do every night. But it's more like a kind of like a little different of a studio kind of situation. But it's crazy because I can't hear myself talk because I got in-ears in. I sound like I'm retarded. Anyways, but I'll talk to you guys later.
Right on,
Take
man.
care of this. It was
Yeah.
nice meeting y'all.
Yeah.
Too.
I'm
I thank
excited.
you guys.
All right.
I'm
Oh, that
looking
was cool.
forward to hearing that.
Yeah, so hopefully Leslie will come back on. I want to dying to get her on. Maybe she'll tell a
Yeah.
story, one of
Yeah.
her stories.
Right?
It's just a matter of turning off that YouTube, closing it out, because most people, if they click on the link, StreamYard pops up, but they left the other link open that they originally clicked on in YouTube. So you know. Bye, guys.
Did you hear him? Bye, podcast. Oh, I had it muted, but they said bye, podcast people.
Podcast people.
Well, it's always interesting.
Leslie's gonna try again.
Oh, sweet.
Did you private chat
Yes. Yes.
response?
Nope. Negatory.
All right. What to do?
Rick, check the private chat.
Flyby Stu, what's up? No, dude. Nope.
Oh.
Wait, where is it? Flyby Stu asked if I was going on the next 168. Nope. Wasn't invited. It's all right. I was there already. I can go to that property anytime. Actually, I'm probably going to go to that property soon.
Oh, are you going to go check the lights? Or oh.
Well, yeah, I say soon, but that's like 2 months, 3 months,
Well, you need a group, kind of, don't you?
If I'm going to record or do it the way I want to do it and actually do a test, like have a car come down that road from 5 miles away, and, flash your lights or whatever, and we'll record and see if we can see it, and there'll be radios and, just do it properly to debunk this. Try to.
Trying to sit up. Oh, hold on.
See if I'm missing anybody. So she says she keeps losing us. Oh, why do I? My chat's moving too quickly. I've never really had that problem. So hopefully it's not a bad connection. Just keep trying, Leslie. Where is private chat? Yeah.
So is she?
I'm looking at.
Wait for me. What are we waiting for?
Yeah, I just saw that.
What are we doing? Where are we going?
I'm just reading chat, guys. Hold on.
So to get back
She
to
said as soon as I X out, I can't hear you anymore. That doesn't make sense. Because you're going to be in the studio, you're backstage, so then you should you X out, you close that, and you should still get the volume, you're through your speakers from StreamYard. So that
doesn't make any sense.
No.
I'm
trying to think like what.
Oh, Murray has a good idea. Can you email her the link? Not that it'll change anything, but
no, it doesn't change anything. A link is a link. It doesn't matter how it's clicked on or where it's clicked on.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
I'll be there.
With bells on.
That's the other thing. Yeah.
Yeah, do you want this? Oh, sorry.
Leslie, check your speaker settings on StreamYard. When you get backstage, is it it's camera and mic it gives you option for. Does it give you settings for speakers, though? I don't think it does that on StreamYard.
It does. Yeah, it does. There's a little drop down.
For speakers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I believe. I think that's what we were messing.
Let me pull up something real quick. Audio, general camera, audio. Let's see.
It's not looking.
Audio. Okay, it does have speakers. So make sure that when you go to StreamYard settings, click on camera and mic at the bottom of the screen. It'll say audio. Click on that. And the second one down, you can change the speakers. Make sure it's, if your speakers are plugged in, it'll automatically come up. You might have more than one set of speakers or whatever. Check that.
See? Yep. Now you're teaching my dad how to do it. And one of these days.
He's going to pop on.
One of these days.
You're going to be like, oh, shit.
Yeah. Hi, Dad.
I don't know what to do here.
What's the matter? Oh, still. Oh.
Yeah.
Let me check. Got it. Back on it.
Okay, good. Can you?
Yep.
Just
handled. Got it.
Ooh. Hang on, guys. Hello. I don't see you backstage.
Oh.
That's weird because you're not here. Otherwise, you would have been up already. Click out and click on the link again, I guess. I don't know if you did that's weird. Okay. So you minimized it? Well, as long as it closes it down. Yeah, okay, I get it. So try again, because there's, I have one person backstage right now. It's not you.
Hey.
All right. I can hear the delay in the phone. Bye. Try again.
Yeah. Yeah. Give it another whirl.
Man, where's my grass skirt? Oh, Mogs has it for his ringtone dancing. I don't know where the hell that ringtone came
visual we need to see.
from. Now, do you wear a grass skirt like a kilt? Is there a traditional thing to that?
It's interesting. Interesting.
Which takes
I
me
don't
back
know.
to History of the World Part 1. with
Oh,
Gregory-
right.
Gregory Hines.
The jig is
The
up.
jig is
and
up.
gone.
And gone.
I love that movie.
Are you getting any response? Let's see. Dude, hold on. I gotta address something, guys.
Sorry.
How do I?
You think that?
Not tonight. Guys, I gotta. This is stupid.
What's the matter?
I'm just typing.
Yeah, we both are. Madly.
Oh, okay. I said not tonight. Please understand.
See that?
I've never done that before.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Almost.
Just addressing
Almost.
something.
Yeah. Came close before.
Jeff Harding, what is this? That's awesome.
I
He's
can't
gonna
see.
make Connor a grass squirt for Squatchapalooza 420. He has to smoke the whole skirt before he can go home.
Oh my gosh. That would be entertaining. And
Okay, backstage is
Oh.
there.
okay, and see how well he can maintain a conversation.
All right. Whew, I almost pushed the wrong button.
Oh,
Well, the comments is right below the end broadcast button, and I almost scrolled up too far.
almost cut it short tonight.
Tonight was the abridged version.
Yeah. No, Dad, I'm at Rose's house tonight. Sissy's.
All right. So,
No, I need to lift my. Well,
where is Barry? What's going on, man?
oh,
Good to see you. Richie Evans. I got to catch up with just saying hi to people. Sean G, what's going on, man? Hey, brother, you've been getting some good shows going lately.
Sean.
Kudos on that. You know, Sean, yeah, he had some really good callers coming in. One guy was from northern Michigan. I guess his he interacts with Squatch up there, and they call him. They named him Squatch named him Owlman.
Oh,
And if you listen to the guy, I mean, he talks a good game. So, you know, whether or not, you know, you just form your own opinion when you listen to it.
right,
You know,
right.
as everybody should.
Exactly.
But it's interesting stuff. And apparently this guy's been around for a long time.
Yeah, there's. Yeah, I don't know. I think there's a lot of, people that get a little stressed out when someone doesn't believe their story or, and I don't know, it makes some.
But
Well,
most people realize or should realize that, you know, that they do get butthurt occasionally, that, you know, not everybody's going to believe it. And people do know that, especially about this subject. That's why people don't tell their stories and they hold back. And there's so many stories out there that we'll never hear.
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure there's some amazing stories out there.
Right, and some great video and fun. I am absolutely certain once like it becomes more like
Oh
absolute
shit! Yeah, people are gonna be. Oh, check out. You know, it's like
flooded.
like gonna open your wallet like you're showing pictures of your kids. You know, it's gonna
Yeah.
be like, and the thing just falls out with 10 pictures of
Right.
squashes. Oh, these are my best shots. Where were these 10 years ago?
Right, exactly. Yeah, I believe that full. Yeah, because it's still, even when I ask people, because I've started to do that a lot more now. I never, you know, it's not something like I've ever done before. You know,
I've done it all the time.
some
But
of the
once I started getting into this, nobody was safe.
yeah. Really interesting though, the kind of responses I get, especially because of the type of people that I, you know, hang out with and talk to and stuff, you know. I think the best one though still is my dad's buddy, Ray. He's just such an avid outdoorsman, you know, and he is so, no, they do not exist, but he's been all over Alaska, Oregon, Washington, you know, everywhere where they, you know, have all these great sightings, but
He wasn't looking for him.
well, you know, I would have, whatever, we won't go
Just
there.
saying. I've heard that too. You know, I would confront total strangers, you know, tourists, you know, and when I was in Sedona, they'd finish their ride and I'm the first one they got to deal with when they get back. And the first question was, so how was that? Meaning their trip. Cause I always said that, cause that is like, you know, other guys would say, well, how was it? No, it is something that ran over, you know, like, you know, that is grander to me. So how was that? You know, it was amazing, whatever. And I'd like check them out. Like, okay, is anybody wearing camo? Where are they from? That'd be the other question. So where y'all from? That'd be the next question.
Yeah.
And then just, I'd feel these people out like, you know, all day long. I'd be like, and I'd bring up the channel or, you know, encroach on the subject of Bigfoot. And some people were, oh, I've been hunting all my life and I've never seen anything out there. They don't exist. However, this guy at work, you know, he wrote a book on it. I'm like, what? And other people are like, well, it's funny you mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, today,
Sorry, I got to put the link up.
I also heard another
Slacker moderators. No, I'm kidding. I love you guys. I'm kidding.
A slacker.
You know, you guys know my sense of humor by now.
Barry. Yeah. So
I gotta watch what I say though, because I got carried away. Like I was expecting your husband to show up at my door. And you know why.
Oh, it almost hurts.
And that was on the show, wasn't it?
No.
No? Oh, that was just in one of our chats. Yeah. Oh, you know, guys, I joke around and, you know, I think we're friends enough where, you know, I just let the bitch word fly and it wasn't no harm whatsoever and, you know, intended. And, oh, her husband heard it. What did he say? And yeah, I was expecting, you know, to get dragged to Alaska and like fitted for cement shoes.
Well, like you said, he doesn't even call me that. So.
Yeah, I was expecting, you know, to get dragged to Alaska and like, fitted for cement shoes. Hi, Leslie.
Well, like you said, he doesn't even call me that. So.
Yeah, apparently we're having the same problem.
Hey, Leslie.
You there?
Yes.
Let's stop.
Oh.
I got Jeff backstage. Hang on, Jeff. I'll get you up. Leslie, can you hear us? Oh, come on. Get these settings right, please.
Oh.
She's never really done. All right. She's never really done it before. She's there. I mean, we got her here. We just got to hear her.
Right. We're getting there.
What's up, Jeff?
Close.
Hey, guys.
Oh, my dad said, don't give up hope. Sorry.
To
Tell
me,
her to find a set of earbuds around the house and plug them into her computer jack, and she probably will solve all her problems with that.
These fish.
yeah, that's true.
It's those external speakers that's catching them.
But no, because it was you could hear the delay, so she was, it was still YouTube was still playing in the background.
Yeah.
She'll figure it out. We'll get her on.
Is she on Facebook? Is that what she's trying to join through, or
No, I don't know.
on
Probably just
YouTube?
YouTube, and then you
Huh.
click on the link like everybody else has been doing, but it seems like when she closes out she X's it out. I think there should be two windows open if she has StreamYard open and she has YouTube open. You just close the YouTube one, but she said every time she X's it out, she loses us, or I don't know. We'll figure it out.
How have you been?
There we
How's
go.
Jackie
Let's
been?
try again.
Good. Oh, here we go.
Leslie. Come on. I can't hear you. Check your settings before you run away. Just go down and hit the camera and mic settings on the bottom. And we'll figure this out. So what's new with you, Jeff?
Yeah.
Hello.
There she
Hello?
is.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah,
There
there's
you
no
are.
feedback.
Woohoo. And you know what? It was these cheap little earbuds that worked.
And I was telling her to use earbuds.
Yep, there we go. All right. I can still see you. So should I set this out or maybe just leave well enough alone?
I think you should leave well enough alone.
Okay.
And maybe just talk closer to the microphone.
Okay. Can you hear me now? Oh.
Distinctive voice.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny because my kids say I sound like Marge Simpson. Can you hear me or no?
No, we hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about that. We can hear you fine.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
funny. You had mentioned that.
Yeah. And they said you certainly don't want to be on the receiving end of when I'm yelling at you either. So anyways. All right. Sorry I interrupted, guys. I'll just sit here and be quiet now.
No.
You didn't interrupt.
Not supposed to come in here and sit and be quiet.
Oh.
You're supposed to,
Yeah.
Geez, it's nice to see I'm a big black box. No, sorry.
Well, and you can actually in the future, if you do that again, you can download a picture for that little circle.
Oh
You
my
know.
God. I'll put Marge there.
There you go.
There you go.
You
Yeah.
can do that.
Okay. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
That would be funny.
You got to fit her tall hairdo in that little circle.
Yeah. Well, everybody always says, where can we see what you look like? Where's there a picture of you? And I tell everybody, you can
Facebook.
go on Facebook, Cryptids Canada. There's one picture, and I let my daughter put that up, and that is it. That's the only one I'll put up. But anyways,
Go to Facebook though.
So where are you located, Leslie?
Ontario, Canada. Hence Cryptids Canada. Where are you from?
That makes sense.
Northern Minnesota.
Oh, okay. A lot of Bigfoot stuff in Minnesota.
Yeah. We
Yeah.
Jeez, Leslie even
we're
sounded like she was from Minnesota the way she
yeah,
said
Minnesota.
it. Minnesota.
Minnesota.
Oh
Gotcha.
boy.
South Dakota and Minnesota.
Mhm.
Okie dokie den there. That's Minnesota talk. You guys don't get the translation. Okie dokie den there.
Oh, that's the Six Nations, how they sound up in Canada.
Yeah.
The Dems dares over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Lee, thank you for posting that. Cryptids Canada's channel, Leslie's channel.
Oh, thank you.
Posted the link in chat.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
Crazy Chris, good to see you. So, Leslie, you got any stories you want to tell?
I had some great.
Let me see. Like about me or just interesting stories I've heard?
Both.
One of each.
I'd love to hear a story, a little personal story. I
Right.
know you've had some experiences.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. My first experience, I'll just tell that. It's a short story. I think I was about 5 or 6. I grew up in Florida, and we'd go back and forth between Fort Lauderdale and Miami to visit family friends. And we were on our way home. It's about dinner time, 6, 7 o'clock. And I can remember my dad had a 4-door Ford something. It was white anyways. And the way we went, we always took the back roads, and there was something going on, and there was cars stopped. And so we're sitting there. My sister and brother and I are in the back seat. I had a window seat. My brother had the other window seat, and her sister was tormenting us in the middle. And I remember I was tickling my mom's arm on the back of the seat. And I looked over. I was behind my dad, and I looked over, and there was a Bigfoot standing in the ditch. And I believe it was probably a juvenile, because it was tall. I could see its belly button, and it was in the ditch, and it was just staring right at me. And I never thought anything, but I was lucky because my parents never doubted us kids. So when we got home, I said, Dad, I saw a monkey standing in the ditch. And he said, oh, you saw a skunk ape, because that name had just come out. And this was, of course, back in like late 60s, early 70s. And
Iron, can you go to the chat, please?
Sorry.
Private chat.
Am I good or no?
Yeah.
Oh, you're fine. You're perfect. I'm sorry. I just
That's okay. No, it's okay. So anyway, see, I always doubted myself because, Bigfoot was so elusive. And then all these years later, I've always had this interest, always. And of course, I wrote the book, and my parents are long gone. But the one lady, the gal that we had gone to visit, she reached out to me and she said, I loved your book, and why are you so interested? And I told her that, when we left their house, I saw what I thought was a Bigfoot, but I kind of have doubts whether or not it was true. And she said, no, it was true. And I said, why? She said, because I saw it too. And described it to a T. She would see it all the time when they left our house to go back to their place. And it was a juvenile, like she confirmed what I saw. So that was my first experience. And my next experience was about 6 years ago. Wow. I was talking with Sasquatch Ontario, Mike Patterson, and we got to be quite friendly. And I was telling him where I go do my squatching. And he said, you don't got to go that far. And I said, what do you mean? He says, my partner had an up close and personal experience with the Sasquatch at Mohawk Park, which is 10 minutes from my house. And I was like, are you serious? This was before Mohawk Park was a park. And so naturally I started going over there, but I was sneaky. I would go up into farmers' fields and go way as far back as I could, get stuck in my van. And this one time I was stuck and I was sitting there thinking, what the hell am I going to do? And I just happened to look over and I could see what I thought was the back of a bear. Well, there are not bears where I live. I'm like an hour outside of Toronto and an hour outside of London, kind of right in the middle. And I'm looking at this thing and I could see it moving. It was moving, and it wasn't that big. It was really wide. Its back was really super wide. Its head, it didn't have a neck, but I really did think it was a bear. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, could I be looking at this Bigfoot that Mike was talking about? Like, it was right in that area. And I sat there and I watched it, and all of a sudden it stood up and it just walked away, and it was a Bigfoot. And now that's where I go. I go there all the time. I sit there for hours just sitting in my car, and I never seen it again. And yeah, so those were my only experiences.
Those are good experiences.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of paranormal experiences, as I mentioned. I have a ghost in the well, whatever is in the house now. I have had that since I think I was 16. And the whole house experienced stuff at that time in that one house. But, you know, yeah.
Have there been any incidents in the house that you know of?
In this house? Oh, yeah. We bought this house 15 years ago. And we were putting a lot of work into it. We had guys coming in, doing drywall and redoing this and redoing that. And my husband would come home at 5 or 6, and he would take over the night shift, you know, helping out and doing stuff around the house. And I'd be here all day and then go home to take care of the kids, like, because we still hadn't moved in here. And one morning I got here, it was about 7 o'clock. I got in the morning, and my daughter called down. She was living in the apartment upstairs. Her and her husband had moved in up there. And she called down to me and she said, "Mom, you're here?" And I said, "Yeah." And she said, "I got to talk to you." I said, "Okay." So she come downstairs and she says, "Were you in the apartment upstairs?" I said, "No." She said, "Could any of the work guys been up there?" I said, "Nobody's here yet." She said, "Mom, every drawer and cupboard door is open in my kitchen." And I said, "Well, come on, you must have done it." She says, "Mom, I didn't touch it." I said, "Oh, that's weird." So that night I meant to tell my husband, but you know, life happens. I forgot. So then the next night, it was about 10 o'clock. He come walking in the door because he'd done his night shift at the house. He come walking in the door. He says, "I got something funny to tell you." I said, "What?" "Oh," I said, "So why?" So he said, I said, "You go first." He said, "Well, I was going down the stairs and there was this young boy coming up the stairs, and like we always tried to hire friends of ours, native friends of ours, indigenous people that we knew because, you know, work was tight at the time."
Sure.
Anyways, this young boy, I never met him. He was hired to help out with some drywalling. And as he's coming up the stairs, and Ed, my husband's going down the stairs, Ed says, "Oh, who are you? I've never met you." And the kid said, "Oh, I'm so-and-so. I'm helping out." And they passed each other, and the kid turns around and says, "Oh, just so you know, you got ghosts." And Ed said, "What? How do you know?" And the kid says, "Oh," and he points to the back of the room. He says, "Because I just saw them." And he walked up the stairs. Never bothered him at all. And then I told Ed what happened with my daughter Sarah and her husband, and he was like, "Wow, that's kind of crazy," because he was the skeptic. I always believed in this stuff. And we had just had an experience probably about 3 months earlier at the house we're presently living at. And that was wild. That was scary. I never had been that afraid for a long time, but we were in the living room, and see what happens when you guys ask me to talk. I don't shut up.
No,
That's
please.
the idea.
That's it.
There was about the windows behind our couch was probably about 15 feet. It took up the whole front of the house. And I had curtains from the ceiling to the floor, beautiful curtains I made. And we were watching TV. I was standing up, folding laundry. The dog was right beside me because she always is. This is the one that I've got now. And my cat was down the hall. I could see her clearly. We're watching TV, and all of a sudden, both sides of the curtains flew right open, like crazy. They hit the wall. Ed jumps up and says, you know, some profanity. And I'm like, oh my God, that just did that on its own. He said it had to be the cat. And I said, the cat is down there. And there's no way he could have done that with the strength of the way those curtains flew open. I couldn't have done it. Also in that house, I'd have friends come over and visit. And my one friend, Steve, was standing at the walk in the kitchen door and came up the 3 steps, and we were talking in the kitchen. And all of a sudden I see him like turn around really quick and look behind him. And he says, okay, well, I got to go. I said, what's wrong? He said, just a minute. And he went outside and stood at the door. I said, what's wrong with you? And he said, something just whispered in my ear. I said, come on. He said, no, I'm not kidding. Something just whispered in my ear. I said, what did it say? He said, I don't know. I'm not staying to hear. And he left. It was weird. Like, so that was just another house, more stuff. But then, yeah. And then we moved in here, and it's just, I don't know if I mentioned, but I have a shadow man that's followed me for like 20 years now. And he's here, but I don't see him that often here as I used to. He's not, he just shows himself. He just like will appear at the end of the hall and then kind of walk across the hallway and go into a room. And I don't pick up any bad vibes from him. It is a man. It's very tall. He wears a hat and a long coat, black coat. Yeah.
Is it Hatman? Is it the same as Hatman, or is it more like a shadow person?
I've always called it a shadow person. But here's the funny thing. One of my one of my native friends that was here doing the drywalling, he came up to get paid, and he asked, could he bring a friend in? He wanted to hire him to do some extra work. And I said, sure. So he brought the guy in, nicest guy you could ever meet. And all of a sudden he's kind of creeped out. And he starts talking about how he has this ability to leave his body at night and travel around and
astral project.
Right. And I thought that was just so cool. And so he was supposed to come back the next day. I was so excited to like follow him around all day asking for stories. Right. So the next day he didn't show up. So I said to my friend, why didn't your friend come? He said, okay, so he was too scared to come. And I said, why? And he said, after he left, he sat or after he met me, he went out to the car, and I was talking to his friend and paying him and whatever. So the guy was out in the car for about 5 minutes. He was in the passenger side, and he just was, looking out the windows, not doing anything. And he happened to look up, and the mirror, instead of being kind of tilted towards the driver's side, it's now completely facing him. And he could see in the back seat, there was a man with a hat on. And the guy leaned forward and said, am I allowed to swear, or just, he said, get the F out of here. And I can't remember this fella's name, but he said, why? Who are you? And he said, my name is Don. That's my son-in-law's name. He's as evil as they come. I'm just teasing. He said, my name is Ed or Don. And the guy in the front seat said, what, well, why do I have to leave? Because he doesn't know at this point that it's spiritual. And the guy, all of a sudden, he says, what did I do? What did I do? So he goes to look at the mirror, and the mirror's back where it originally was. He turns around in the seat, and the guy is not in the seat. And so after that, he was too scared to come back, which was a real shame, because can you imagine the stories that he could have told?
Right.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Yeah. I did this to myself. I opened up a door when I was young that I honestly don't involve yourself in witchcraft. Don't get involved in seances, because that when I was 16, I got hired to do a manager's position because I looked mature and I knew the job well. So, but I lived in a hotel, a beautiful, beautiful old hotel. And this is way up in Northern Ontario. Have you ever heard of, Hellfire, what's it called? So it's the Canadian Major Army Base in Ontario. It's like, you know how you guys have, I'm sorry. Anyways, it's a big army base. So I had some of these guys come and work for me. And one night, it was a Friday night, I'm bored. Everybody's leaving to go home for the night. And I'm sitting there twiddling my fingers. What am I going to do? Well, this guy says to me, come to my house for a seance. So yeah, hello. All right, I'm there. So there was a few people from work, and there was 6 of us at this table. It was a big wooden table. And of course, I'm beside the army guy, the host. And then one of the guys that we worked with was beside me, and then the guy's wife and 2 other people I worked with. We were holding hands, and he does what he has to do. But I'm peeking because I don't believe in any of this, right? Like, I've had all kinds of ghost stuff, but I didn't believe in this kind of thing. So anyways, I'm peeking out, and I hear this like a kind of like a tink, tink, tink. And do you guys remember in the 70s and 80s, they had those things that could hang on your kitchen and hang your potato masher and your flipper and those little metal things? Well, yeah. I heard that noise, and I looked towards where it was coming from, and I saw, I believe it was a potato masher, lift up off that hook and literally go down the center of the table, 2 feet in front of my face, go straight down the table and drop beside Buddy's wife. And it landed on the floor, and everybody jumped up. And so everybody's blaming everybody else. You did that, and I know nobody did it. I saw it with my own eyes. So that night, the host said, he said to me, do you have somebody in your life, elderly, who was not doing so well? And I'm like, my grandmother, but I think she's okay. And he said, maybe you want to call when you get home. Oh, it's called NORAD, because I used to call my buddies at NORAD, and they would put long distance calls through the government so I could call home all the time. But anyways, so that night I was so worried about my grandmother. This fella named Mike that was sitting beside me, he walked me back to my hotel room, and then he went home. So I called home, and nope, grandma's fine. That's fine. So I get off the phone, and Mike calls me. He said, my grandmother just died. I said, what? He said, my grandmother just died. So I don't know, but I think that kid's grandmother was trying to get through to him, but the host thought they were trying to get to me. So that was kind of an interesting thing. So at that point, I couldn't get enough. I went to the library. I took out every book on witchcraft, on all that crazy stuff. Bad news, because when I went home, that's when all the stuff in my mom and dad's house started, and it was evil. Demonic possession of my grandmother. It was really, really bad. My grandmother would lay there frozen in fear the whole night. She couldn't get up. And then, lots of stuff in that house. I moved out of there. I got married to my first husband. And then it just followed me. It tried to kill my youngest daughter. It tried suffocating her. It was really, really bad. We had to have a minister come in and pray over that house. And finally, we just moved away from there. But I've always had something, but not evil, right? Just that one time, it was really, really scary stuff. But that's a long story.
Are you a sensitive?
Yes, but I don't really. I have. I do get visions. When my first stepson passed away. This was 20 years ago. I saw when the police came to the door to let us know, I had a vision of him getting hit in the head with a baseball bat. And when the officer said no, I said, was he murdered? And he said, no, he was hit by a car, several cars. And I said, no, I saw him being hit with a baseball bat. So he didn't take me seriously. And I just figured, okay, well, maybe it was just my mind, right? And because he was my stepson, I was a little bit outside of the, like, I didn't want his mother and father to know the details. So I had them speak to me, the coroner and all that. And I spoke with her, and I told her what I had seen. And she said, she was speechless for a minute. And she said, you know, when you get hit by a car, there's a certain amount of damage. And I said, I know. And she said, there was only damage to one side of his head. The other side was basically okay, except for a big goose egg on his forehead. That doesn't make any sense at all because, you know, they know where he hit, right? And how did just that one goose egg and no other issues with the rest of his face, right? So she said that there had to be something to it. And then, but the police refused to follow up because it wasn't solid evidence, right? But yeah, so I've had that all my life.
What did I just do? Sorry.
Oh.
I was waving at you. Okay, yeah, I was like, I was saying bye. Wait, what happened?
My stupidity. I was trying to chat, but my cursor, whatever you want to call it, wasn't where it was supposed to be.
Oh, wrong button.
So, Muggs and Jackie, have you guys had any paranormal experiences in your homes ever? I mean,
not this house, I don't think. No, nothing in this house. But my experiences are paranormal. Like, I've never seen a Bigfoot or a UFO, or you know, I've dealt with more spiritual stuff, ghosts. You know, not a lot, but enough to, you know, convince me that there's something else.
My experiences have all pretty much been Bigfoot related, you know, not only with my first encounter, but with the research that I've been doing the last couple of years. But I've never really, you know, I've gone to these paranormal conferences because somebody will ask me to speak about Bigfoot, and then you kind of take in all the other parts of the paranormal world out there, right? I mean, I never really had a lot of experiences to compare it to, but I did have something that happened, and to me, it's unexplainable, but there isn't a lot of like mystery behind it. When my oldest son, who's 17 now, when my wife was pregnant with him, about a month before he was due, my grandmother, who was 91, passed away. And I was the only grandson that carried our family name. I mean, I had a lot of cousins who were girls, but I was the only. I mean, my son was going to be the legacy, so to speak. And my grandma, I remember at her funeral, her casket had a little drawer, like in the lid of it, and I had put a ultrasound picture of my son in that drawer. And about a month later, after she'd passed and my son was born now, he was laying in his crib one night, and me and my wife are in our bed, and his room's on the same level, but not right next to ours. And we had one of those little, you know, of course, the little baby monitors. And I could hear him kind of cooing quietly in his, you know, wasn't crying or anything, just little noises. And I could hear my grandmother's voice singing to him, plain as day. And
That's
my
awesome.
wife was singing, and my wife was sleeping, and I thought I got to get up and check this out, right? I mean, I laid there and listened to it for like a couple minutes,
Wow.
thinking, is this in my head? I mean, I can hear this plain as day on this monitor right next to my bed. And I walk in there, and I slowly walk up to his crib and look in there, and he's awake, smiling, a month old, and a clear smile on his face, eyes are bright. And this is like 2 a.m. And I just thought it was really strange. And I looked around the room, didn't notice anything. The next night happened again. I woke up about 3 a.m. I could hear my grandmother singing. And I walked into my son's room. And there was a little, like one of those little musical mobiles that you could wind up and it would slowly turn around. It hung about 2 foot above him. So, you know, my son's a month old. He couldn't sit up or touch it. I mean, there's no way he could reach it. And I could hear the singing, and I got out of bed and walked in there. Whenever I'd walk in the room, I didn't hear it. But this time I walked up and looked at him, and he was sitting there laying there with his eyes bright and smiling. And I looked at the mobile, and I could see it just dangling back and forth, like something had just touched it before I walked in there.
Wow.
And so my wife, I started telling her about it. And it went a couple nights, we didn't notice it. And then the third night, me and my wife both woke up and heard it again.
Yeah.
And my wife was kind of freaking out about it. You know, I mean, she just really kind of not very open-minded to that something like that could be possible. So the next morning, when my wife was at work, I sat in my son's room and had a conversation with my grandmother, you know, one-sided. I didn't hear her talking to me, but I said, you know, out loud, I just spoke the words out that, you know, I want you to feel like you're welcome. If you want to be in this room with them, I'm okay with that. But I want you to understand that when you sing out loud and it's coming over the baby monitor, my wife hears this and she just doesn't know what to make of it. And I don't want to rob you of the experience of being around your great grandson, you know, but we've got to figure out a happy medium. And after that, I never heard it do that. But I had heard him laughing one night and walked in there, and I could see that mobile still moving again.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
But, you know, like something like that, I can't explain. I mean, I could say I can't explain it, but there's only one way to explain it, really.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no mystery in it. It's not a mystery to me what was going on. But to somebody who's closed-minded and doesn't think that that's something like that's possible, obviously it's a mystery to them. But, you know, I hadn't been around the paranormal before, but it was just so obvious what had happened over and over that it's not like I'm sitting there standing in the room going, I don't get it, you know. I mean, it's... So.
What was your wife's first reaction when she heard it?
The first time she heard it, well, she'd heard me telling her for a couple nights about how I had heard it. I think she thought I was losing my mind, you know.
Right.
You're dreaming, yeah.
Or something.
And so the first night she heard it, when I was laying there, I said, I'm going to walk in there and see if that mobile's moving. I said, why don't you come with me? And she's like, there's no way in hell I'm walking in there right now.
Wow.
Which, you know, I'm okay with. I mean, some people are comfortable with that and some people aren't, you know. It's no different than Bigfoot. When I'm talking about research with other researchers, you know, even if I invite somebody to come to an area that I work in and they're like, you know, I don't know if I'm okay with that. So I get it. It's not for everybody, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's a hard thing to explain to people. Like even when it comes to the paranormal, what you see in even my stuff, what you're seeing is the actual like evidence. You're not seeing everything else that goes into it.
Yeah.
You're also like when you see me get my leg grabbed in the middle of a prison, you don't think, you go, oh dude, that's so cool. But imagine being in a dark prison and having your leg grabbed. Like there's a whole different process that you have to think about. We were in the newspaper recently, and since then everybody in our town is like, oh my God, I want to go. And I'm like, do you actually want to go?
Yeah.
Because a lot of times you're sitting in the dark talking to yourself.
Yeah. Well, and it's
Is that what I'm doing now?
the type of evidence. So you got your
Yeah.
accounts where you tell somebody, "Hey, my leg, something just grabbed my leg," right?
Yeah.
I mean, your credibility is what's going to carry that to the effect that it's going to have on me if I'm standing next to you, right?
Yeah.
And it'd be no different than, let's say, we were camping in a remote area where there's nobody around. And I tell you, I just went out and took a leak in the dark and I saw Bigfoot. I mean, it would depend on my credibility with you.
Exactly.
Versus if we heard a big boom and walk out and one of the car doors are caved in, that's a different form of evidence, you know?
Yeah.
And so when I walk in that room and I see that mobile moving and there's like no way other than touching it or a force moving it,
Exactly.
there's no draft, there's no breeze, he can't reach it. You know, had you caught something like that on video and walked in, you'd be able to say, well, look, this is not my word. This is, you can see this thing's moving, right? Or if my wife had walked in the room and seen it moving. Yeah, at that point, you can think I'm crazy all you want, but now you've got to say that you're crazy too.
Yeah. Well,
You know?
and I
Witnesses are always good.
Yeah. Well, I love the fact that even though that was like your only paranormal experience that you had, you immediately, because I assume that at this time you were already into the Bigfoot realm, you immediately went into debunk mode.
Well,
and that was awesome.
I had one other thing that happened that I don't really know that it's how much you'd classify it as paranormal, but when I was in the Army and I was 19 years old, stationed in Georgia at the airborne school, one night we had gotten done having a soccer game against some officers, and we were driving home, and it was like 1 a.m, and I was in a Mustang convertible that I was the passenger in, and we got hit head on by a drunk driver out on the highway, and I had broke my nose and the orbital bone around my eye socket, and I mean I was messed up pretty bad. I had to get airlifted to a hospital, and I was at the hospital. I remember my captain from my unit was there waiting for me to get there because they knew that I was being flown there. They were driving behind us, and while we were there, I have a cousin that I was very close to in high school, and she was stationed in England in the Air Force. And at 3 or 4 in the morning, she called her mom from England and said, something just happened to Jeff. I think he was in a bad car accident. And her mom called my mom, they were sisters, and told my mom that Renee had just called and told her this. And my mom was frantically trying to call my unit to figure out what's going on. And about 20 minutes later, the Red Cross had called her and said, your son's been in a car accident and he's in the hospital.
Wow.
So, I mean, you know, stuff like that. You hear, that's probably more common to hear stories like that.
Yeah.
Not super paranormal, but yet it's just this, you know, almost like this connection between two people, you know, that are just... They can sense when things happen to each other.
That is, in essence, the definition of paranormal. It is above the normal.
Yeah, well, No, I totally agree.
Connection. Some people are calling it the quantum entanglement. When you have that, you're on the same page, the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
interesting. I think people who say, well, I don't really believe in the paranormal stuff. If you really... It went through their accounts of things they couldn't explain in their life. A lot of people have had experiences like that. Like I just explained it with my cousin, and they'll tell you, oh, I don't believe in the paranormal. Well, how do you explain that then? You know, well, I think you do. You just don't realize it.
Or don't want to admit it.
Exactly. Yeah. I think my favorite question that I ask people before I even tell them what I do, it's a simple question, but it will get them talking. And it's, have you ever seen or experienced anything strange? That's it. And then they open up and then you get to tell them, oh, here's what I do. And here's what you experienced.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, what? Like, you do that kind of stuff? That stuff is so awesome. I love that stuff. And I'm like, but you don't believe in it. How interesting is that?
Entertainment. So.
We were at a paranormal conference in northern Minnesota. Well, I wasn't. Doug Hychek drove to one. And it was in the middle of us really investigating whether or not maybe Bigfoot can see in a UV light spectrum. See lenses on a game camera like light up, just the UV coating on them. You know, think different hard plastics have a UV coating on them.
Yeah.
Well, and he was at this paranormal conference talking about Bigfoot, and he was talking to me for like 2 hours. We were on the phone while he was driving there. And I was just getting ready to launch my kayak and go out into one of these research areas where I was going to we had been using UV blue items to see if we could get them to be taken or get DNA left on them. And I said, you know, the last night when we do this research after 20 some weeks, we're going to have everything's going to be powered up because we don't use any power in this area now. We're just trying to condition them to be comfortable with things. And I said, I need something that's bright blue, like UV blue, that's just intriguing, that I haven't had in that area for 20 some months. But if it saw it, it would have to pick it up because it's what I'm going to put in front of the cameras.
Yeah.
And Doug's at this paranormal conference, and he sets the table up. This lady walks up to him and says, I don't know why, and I don't know who you are, but I've been told to give this to you. And she hands him about an 8-inch long dyed ultraviolet blue feather.
That's cool.
And she says, all I know is that I've been told that you'll know what to do with this. And Doug calls me immediately and texts me a picture of it and says, dude, you're never going to believe what just... And I'm just like, dude, you're freaking me out, man. You're freaking me out.
That's awesome. So what's actually interesting, my very first paranormal experience that I had is actually Jeff was my grandmother. I was 7 years old, and we had just buried my grandmother. And we get back to her house. It's about 2 hours after the ceremony, after the burial, and I run into the house. I've always been the kind of person that, you know, when I get somewhere after I've been driving, I've got to get out and just go. Mm-hmm. Even if it's a 5-minute drive, I've got to get out of the car. I love driving, but once I'm done, I'm done. So I run into the house, I run through the carport, through the kitchen, through the dining room, and I'm stopped dead in my tracks, 7 years old, in the doorway of the living room, because I see the back of my grandmother's head as she's sitting in her favorite recliner with her dog sitting next to her looking at her. And at 7 years old, I'm not one to get scared. I looked and I went, what the hell? And I ran outside and I was like, are you sure she's dead?
Oh no.
Somebody might want to go on and tell her.
I was like, they were like, that's a little insensitive, but yes, your grandmother is gone. I'm like, cool, because she's sitting inside with the dog. And like that was my first experience, was my grandmother at 7 years old. And
it's funny though that with children, especially young children like that you get the purest, unfiltered accounts of things. I mean, when I study different accounts and encounters with Bigfoot, even a lot of times it's the descriptions given by children that are the most accurate, the most detailed. You might have to fish those details out of them, but you know, they don't have that immediate, what am I looking at? This doesn't make sense filter kicking in.
Yeah.
They capture what they see in their head.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sean just brought up the calls from the dead, telephone calls from the dead, and one of my friends, his wife passed away, and he came into work really distraught, and he swore up and down that he had gotten a phone call from her in the evening, and everybody was starting to get really concerned about him and stuff. And it happened a few times, and enough for him to have people come over and stay with him. And he did, and multiple people heard the phone calls and heard her voice on, like, very distinct. She had a very distinct voice, and so. And the weirdest part was, like, when he checked his bill and stuff to see if there was any activity at that time, and sure enough, the calls showed up that there was incoming calls, but they never, there was never.
Hey, Danny, you gotta turn down, mute your mic or something. I'm hearing a lot of noise in the background. I'll do it. Never mind. Go ahead.
But yeah, so they, so a lot of people had verified that they also heard her on the phone. But again, the number on, like, it wasn't any number that worked. It was a different number each time, and yeah, it's really.
I want to show you guys something along those lines. This right here is my dad. My dad died in 2014. I keep his number saved in my phone because occasionally I would call after he had passed and I would listen to his voicemail just so I could hear his voice again.
I do it too.
And then one day, the phone picks up and I hear, "Hey, bud," on the other end of the phone.
Wow.
Which is what my dad called me. He always said, "Hey, bud." Every time he picked up the phone, every time he saw me, that's the first thing he would say. And that was 4 years after he died.
What happened?
Crazy.
What happened after he said that?
I was like, "Dad?" And then it just cut out. So the last words that my father ever said to me, I'm not going to go into all the details of my relationship with my dad, but the last words that my dad ever said to me were, "I love you, bud." And he was gone 5 hours later. Now, that's kind of big because that's the only time he ever told me that he loved me in the 26 years that he was in my life.
Huh.
Wow.
I have also had my dad come across on Spirit Box, Necrophonic. I have had him come across, on the phone. And it's very strange because we did not have a great relationship.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had a close friend of mine, and that kind of brought this back when Joe from Western New York, Bigfoot, had lost his friend here last month. I spent a lot of time talking to Joe about that, and I know it kind of put him in a nosedive. But I had a close friend of mine just probably about 4 months before that this woman was in real estate like I am. I dealt with her a lot. I'd known her for years. She was single, from Canada, moved to Minnesota, and she had 2 young kids in school. And she was productive. She was making good money. She had started a side business. I mean, very vibrant person, right? And very caring person. And just, we'd talk a couple times a week. And one night I had this weird dream that I was standing out on the dock on the lake I live on, and her name's Julie, and she came riding up on a pontoon. You guys are going to think this is crazy. She had music blaring all by herself. She had her eyes painted up like David Bowie. Okay? And she had music playing, and the song that was playing was Heroes by David Bowie. We Could Be Heroes or whatever. And I'm not even a huge Bowie fan. I mean, I don't dislike Bowie, but it's like, why would this be happening in this dream, right? She pulls up, and I said, "What are you doing?" And the music's loud, and she says, "Get on." and I step onto the pontoon, and she's driving around, and I kept trying to talk to her, and she had the music so loud. She just kept looking at me and smiling like, this is where we're supposed to be right now.
Wow.
And we cruised around for a while, and we pulled back up to my dock, and I was getting off of the pontoon, and I said, are you going to come with? And she says, I got to go. And the next and so that night, I woke up the next morning, and I got on Messenger on Facebook and typed out, said, I had this crazy dream about you, and I'm telling her about this dream, right? Her sister, it went like 2 days, a day and a half. I couldn't get a hold of her. Her sister messages me back on her account and said Julie had committed suicide. That night I had that dream.
Wow.
And she said, I just read this message from you, and I'm just blown away. I said, listen, I'm friends with Julie. She's never been in a dream of mine. But it was so odd that I had this dream. And when I said to her, come on, let's go, hang out on the deck, where she said, I have to go. And that was the only words she spoke the whole time I was with her in this dream.
That's crazy.
And so when she told me this, it was so surreal. It was just like, I didn't know what to make of it. And all of our friends groups that found out that this had happened, that she had done this, nobody saw it coming. Nobody felt she was ever depressed. She was always there for everybody. She had 2 young girls. I mean, she must have had just something really glitching, for her to do something like this. But boy, I'll tell you what, it was something I didn't see coming. When Joe was telling me about his friend had died suddenly in this accident, he didn't see that coming. It's just crazy how you start realizing all these different things. I don't know what the purpose of that dream was. I don't know that it wasn't something where I would have gotten my car and immediately drove to her townhome and said, I got to check and see if you're okay. It wasn't like that. But
so
just weird.
I've had 2 precognizant dreams in my life. And they both happened about a year ago, and they were a couple days apart. I had dreams about 2 ex-girlfriends of mine, and I'm still really good friends with my girlfriends, or ex-girlfriends. And I had these 2 dreams about each of them, and both of them were in wedding dresses. And I told them, the next day after I had the dream, I said, hey, I saw you in a wedding dress. You were walking down the aisle, and they're like, we're not getting back together. I'm like, oh, no. I was like, I was not the guy. I'm like, I'm fine. I'm happy. Like, I'm good. And I was like, I'm just letting you know that you're probably going to end up getting married to the person that you're dating right now. And they're like, no, that's probably not going to happen. Well, 6 months later, both of them were married to the guys that they were dating. And I wasn't invited to the weddings, which is fine. I get it. But it was funny because
I believe they should not be married, and he jumps up.
No, I just want to sit up and be like, called it.
Sorry, peeps.
They were so worried you'd come to the wedding and say, hey, I had another vision. You're going to have 3 kids this time next year.
Twins.
It's going to be John and Kate plus 8,
Hey, Danny.
Amazing.
I see Dan popped on. How are you?
Dude, how are you?
Greetings from South Carolina.
What's up, bud?
How's everybody doing tonight?
Good. How you doing?
I only popped on here for a few minutes. I want to say thank you to Jackie real quick. I got this wonderful card and this great box right here that she sent me.
Wow.
It's a pretty box.
Awesome.
It's a good choice of box.
The address, Jackie.
What's in the box?
I want to take this stuff out the box on the stream and show y'all some of the cool stuff that Jackie sent me from Alaska.
Shipped in Alaska.
I used to live there.
Did you?
Yeah. Anchorage.
Really? That's
It's a
right.
really cool Alaska State Trooper badge.
Cool.
And this little thing you can get to keep my drinks in when I'm out squatching.
A koozie.
Nice.
So they don't get
All right.
so I don't get dehydrated. But Alaska magazine.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
this really cool book right here. And everybody knows I like comic books, as you can see hanging behind me.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
And I'll be doing full reviews on the Daily Dan blog. By a guy called Chad Carpenter, if I'm correct. Even though this is, by the way, I'm looking at this stuff for the first time too, Jackie. I didn't take it out the box till I got on this stream.
Aww.
Well, that's dangerous. You never know what could have been in there.
I'm seeing this for the first time myself.
Could have been a live badger.
Moose.
You don't know.
Moose.
Yeah, no shit.
Yo, moose ain't no joke.
Box full of moose
Have you
shit.
guys seen the
This is some
movie
really great
Moose
art, too.
on
This
Amazon?
is a really popular comic book.
No.
I've actually read stuff about these and seen some of the pictures from them on the internet before.
Oh, my.
So I really appreciate this.
A little boo-boo.
She told me that somewhere in here, and I can't find it, but somewhere these are autographed
The second page.
on the second pages, okay?
That's awesome.
Nice.
Did you autograph them, Iron?
No, I didn't. I had the author.
Yeah, there's actually
I
a video
remember
of
when
me
you
getting
got 'em.
autographed on YouTube. Oh, there you go.
So 100% pure, authentic forgery.
I know for a fact the author
Amazing.
autographed them because she put a video up on YouTube of the author autographing them.
That's awesome.
So you didn't have any
Thank you
fresh
so
moose
much.
shit
I
in
really
there.
appreciate this. It means a lot to me. It was the first time I've teared up over anything I've gotten through the mail.
Aw.
That's awesome.
I actually put a little tear in my eye.
Except
Aw.
that pepper spray that went off by accident.
It's the anthrax dust.
Did she send you one of her snowmobile bikini calendars?
I get a lot of
Those
stuff.
de-stare you're
Really
holding
cool
up
and really touched me like that.
That's awesome.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much, Jackie. It really meant a lot.
You're welcome. You're
So-
very
On the subject of Bigfoot, over here in my neighborhood last week, a fellow was attacked and knocked to the ground and had some catfish stolen. You can see all them videos if you care to check them out on the Daily Dan blog and the Danny Staten channel. I'm not going to go into all that. I'm not here to talk Bigfoot tonight. I'm here to thank Jackie and talk about comic books with her and say thank you so much.
You're welcome.
So
You're so welcome. Big
I
hugs.
mentioned it just a second ago. There's a movie on Amazon Prime. It's called
Right.
Moose. All right. It is quite possibly one of the most amazingly, horribly, terrifically, god awful movies that I have ever seen in my life. Okay. It was made by some small town in Alaska.
That's the
And-
one right there. That is what it's by Chad Carpenter. That book
Yes.
that is who it did it. That was what that
That's
book.
amazing. So if you guys have not seen the movie,
Change of tune.
you need to see the movie. It's on
So it's
Amazon
just
Prime.
it's just called Moose.
It's
it's
just
just-
called Moose.
Yes.
Okay.
And the other movie he did
It's a
was
demon
Sudsy
moose.
Slim Rides Again, and my son was in that movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. He's awesome. So Danny, do you remember Chad Carpenter when you were in Anchorage?
No, I did not. As a matter of fact, it was
I
when
was
you
just
told me
gonna-
when you first told me about Chad Carpenter that I looked him up on the internet and checked out some of his
Too
stuff.
many Dans.
It's
And
Dan and
you
Danny.
turned me on to this, so I'm looking so forward to looking through this later on this week.
All right. Dan, you're going
Dan?
to go by Dan. Danny's going to go by Danny. So
It's hilarious.
Danny.
No, but
I'll
you
be
know,
Danny Dan for tonight. That's why I put that. I went in and I changed it from Danny Staten over to the Daily Dan blog just because you were on here with Danny.
no, but you know that movie, A Quiet Place.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah, that was filmed in my hometown. It was actually in Little Falls, New York, and it was like not that has any relevance to the movie or the the alien thing, but it was kind of funny to see them all there and doing it. It was kind of because it was kind of an eerie town. It's like it's a small town upstate New York, but that was pretty cool. I don't know. That was my movie thing. I throw it in there.
Right. Awesome. Leslie? Yeah.
Yes.
Stevie, yes. Do you have another story that you can share with us?
Let me see.
Not on the spot or anything, but we definitely love it.
Okay.
Addicted.
I'm trying to think because I've got lots of stories, but it's like the segues into it. Okay, I'll tell you about my grandmother, the one. Remember I told you? Okay, so we lived in this really big house in a town called Belleville, and I lived in. I had a really big room in the basement. It was the biggest room in the house, and I had gotten engaged. I came home, and my parents popped open some champagne, and because they were happy to be getting rid of me. And that night, I went to bed, and I heard. Even thinking about it now makes me feel really scared, really scared. But I heard this awful laughing. And earlier I had seen my sister going to the bathroom, which is right outside my bedroom door. So I'm thinking, what in God's name is she laughing at? Well, then about 10 minutes later, she comes out and she pokes her head in my door and she says, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "That was you." And she said, "No, it wasn't me." And then she went upstairs, and several things had happened in about a half an hour. And I thought, no, I'm not staying down here. I knew there was something in that house already. I already knew. But I went upstairs and I asked her, could I sleep with her? And she's like, yeah, but she had just gone through a breakup and moved in with my parents, and she was sneaking on the phone to her husband. I went to sleep. In the middle of the night, we both woke up clinging to each other because the bed was shivering. Like, it wasn't bouncing up and down like The Exorcist. It was just vibrating. And we're like, oh my God, what the hell is that? And I was thinking of earthquake. We don't really get that many earthquakes in Ontario, but it's possible. So the next morning, she ends up moving out to her own apartment. And I told my mom that there's no way I'm moving. I'm going to stay downstairs. And I had a really weird feeling about my sister's room. So it was we lived in a really big house. So I moved into a room across the hall from my sister's room. Well, then about a month later, my grandmother and my aunt moved from British Columbia to Ontario, and my dad set up my old room in the basement for them. Well, their dog refused to go into that room, and when they forced him to, his hackles would be up the whole night. So after about a week, my grandmother said, I can't sleep down there. The dog keeps me up all night. So my dad puts her into my sister's old bedroom. And then the first morning, I had already gotten up. I had to go to school. I had gotten up, and Grandma came out. We were sitting at the table having breakfast, and she said, I just had the worst night ever. And she's really old. And we asked what, and she said, something sat on my chest all night long. And we're like, what? And she said, I couldn't get up. I had to go to the bathroom, and I went to get up, and I got pushed back into my bed, and it felt like something was sitting on my chest the whole night long. So funny enough, we all moved into the living room because Oprah was on, and that was my mom's favorite show. And that show was about demonic possession. And apparently one of the main signs that you have something evil going on is that they will actually take over your body and like basically force you. They paralyze you. You can't move. And so we all know now that when that kind of thing happens, you're supposed to say the Lord's Prayer. And I've heard so many times, I get stories after stories about people that say the Lord's Prayer, and it releases that kind of a demonic hold on them. So we're looking at Grandma saying, is that what happened to you? And she's like, uh-huh. So that happened to her for like a week straight, every single night. Finally, I think it was after like 3 days, she came out. She said, I have to learn the Lord's Prayer. She didn't know the Lord's Prayer. So she learned it. And after a week of whatever it was doing that to her, she started saying the Lord's Prayer, and it never happened again. So it was shortly after that I moved out and ended up getting married. And my mother had stories in that house. The only one that didn't have anything happen was my dad. And I think that's because I think demons are weak, and they go after weak. They go after, you know, and my dad was the type of person that wouldn't take that crap. And so they dealt with me, my grandmother, and my mother. And and then whatever it was followed me. That bad entity followed me to the house to when I got married, and we had our first daughter. Everything was beautiful. And then we were renting the main floor of this house, and there was a young couple in the basement, and we got to be really good friends with them. But there was a room over the garage that had a padlock, and the owners told us, you know, be respectful. These are old family heirlooms that, you know, have been there for ages. Don't go in there. Well, we never thought to go in there because it had a padlock on it. But one night, and I was really pregnant, with my second daughter. One night, the two guys were drinking, and they broke into that room. And so naturally, we all had to go in and check it out. But there was stuff in there from the 1800s. There was bed warmers and really odd carvings and like evil stuff. And
you can curse there.
Oh, okay. So anyways, we weren't disrespectful. I mean, we were in the fact that we were in there and we shouldn't have been, but we put everything back, put the lock back on the door. And it was like immediately after that the stuff started happening. Every night after dinner, I would clean the kitchen, wipe up the counters, do the dishes, empty the dishes, and then go sit in the living room with the tea and watch TV with my husband, my first husband, who was also, by the way, Dan. We get a phone call from our neighbors saying, you're flooding us. So we go running in the kitchen, and oh my gosh, the plugs for the double sinks were in the sinks, and the water was just flowing out. There was like an inch or two of water in the unbelievable. But the fact of the matter was, I had cleaned up. I took the stoppers out, and so that was really weird. And that was the first thing that started. Right after that, I had my daughter. She was about 2 weeks old, and we were moving our first daughter into her big girl bed because she was 2. And we were putting plastic up on the windows because it was really cold. And I came out to check on the baby, and she was blue. And talk about two crazy people trying to help her. We didn't know what the hell we were doing. Our neighbors came up and they grabbed her and started immediately doing like child CPR. And ambulance came, took her to the hospital, checked her out, and they said it was a wet burp. Okay. 2 days later, it happened again. Called an ambulance. They got her to the hospital. On the Friday, I was all by myself. And I had to do CPR by myself to her, get her breathing again. She was in the hospital for a week. They figured it was her esophagus wasn't completely finished. But anyways, every morning we woke up. I had the pictures, you know, when you had babies back in those days. Uh-oh. What's going on?
I have no idea.
Everybody in the chat thinks I'm asleep. I'm in the middle of trying to like do a bunch of different things for the channel right now. I'm sorry. I'm listening. Okay.
I thought I said so stupid. I can still see you guys. But anyways, okay. So every morning the baby's pictures were on the TV, and my daughter's picture would be face down, the one that was having issues. And oh my God, just one thing after another with her. And then that was it. We had the minister come in. He prayed over all the rooms, and trying to remember it so long ago. Anyways, we ended up leaving that house, and I don't think I had anything really happen until we got divorced. And a year or two later, I met my husband, the one that just passed away, and it started all over again with him. So yeah, I had about 2 years there, 3 years there where really didn't have any episodes, and yeah, so I haven't had anything evil really since then either. So that's
well, you're telling this story. You know, I'm not the type of person that really gets freaked out by, you know, ghost stories.
Yeah.
But as she's telling this, I'm sitting out on my deck, and it's dark out, and I thought something snuck up behind me. I'm looking at my picture here, and I was like, holy shit, what's behind me? What had happened is right next to the camera, my bottle was there. And it's kind of a clear looking, I'm like, holy shit, something's behind me. And I was looking around like, what the hell?
I was wondering what you were looking at.
Oh, that bottle's slid there.
I was going to say to Iron Dogger, honey, don't be scared, but there's a red-headed thing behind, a red-headed being behind you with your sister. Anyways, yeah. Anyways, yeah, so that's it for me, really. Now I'm going to have nothing to talk about.
Those are great stories.
Yeah. Oh, man.
There was so many things she went on with about evil and stuff that I was like, she's right on. It was so much, though. But she, like, about 5 minutes ago, I don't even know where it was, but she hit some stuff that I was like, I wanted to say something, but I was like,
yeah, I was.
Danny, aren't you an empath?
A little bit. Yeah, I can feel stuff. I can see, I don't know. I think I can. I don't know. I think I can. One thing that she mentioned though that I have heard a lot after talking to people at paranormal conferences and stuff, empaths and stuff, is that this whole how a demonic spirit will prey upon the weak. Mm-hmm. And I've come to realize that it's almost like there's a fluidity to it. Like an evil presence will, just like water spilt on concrete, it'll follow the path of least resistance and flow wherever it can most easily find a way. And so strong people, it's like trying to flow up to it. But people who have that weakness, it's like it just settles into those cracks like fluid would.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
Yeah. I think it's a huge point, you know, she talking about the strength and everything like that. And, you know, I've lived in several haunted houses. I've been through a lot of crap in my life. The important thing for me is not just strength of character, but it's also my strength and my faith. Staying spiritually fit, I find is what really kind of, because we've been in places where it's like, John, there's demons around you. And I'm like, there's no demons here. And they're like, who's here? And it's like Satan. And I'm like, ha, that's hilarious. These guys can't do anything to me. My God is way bigger. My God kicked him out of heaven. You know, like I have no problem with you guys claiming this, but you're not that. And most people probably would not go in there and start teasing something that's like, I'm a demon. And I'm like, bro, chill, sit down. There are men here.
Exactly. Did you say there are men here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, and I don't mean, and listen, this is going to sound terrible. This is going to sound horrible. But, and, you know, men usually lead and they usually prey on the women because the evil knows that it's a little bit weaker. And I don't mean to sound sexist or anything like that.
No, but I do believe that, though.
but it's literally what happens.
Yeah,
and that's what because they know that they can get through the mother and then get to the child.
Yeah,
and that's how evil works. And it's
But,
terrible.
You can get out there. You don't know the women under it.
God would not have given the ability to bring life into this world to some weaklings. I will give you that.
That's the truth.
Yeah, but the evil knows it can get through because females, because naturally females have more feelings than men because men are meant to lead.
More emotional.
But here's
Once again, you don't know the females I know.
That's not true, actually. That's really not. Men have emotions. They're just.
I agree. I agree, Jackie. I've seen a lot of paranormal, guys who are filming. And how many times have you seen it where they're walking through a haunted prison or any type of a structure, and you notice how the reactions, it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman, something grabs them, something happens. And
it's happened to me.
And if they take a strong stance and say, stop it or get away from me, very rarely does it keep messing with them. It's when they're like, what was that? And they start panicking. It's like that evil presence will keep pissing away with that person because they're getting that reaction.
It sense weakness.
And it doesn't seem to matter if it's a man or a woman. I've seen plenty of guys.
Well, it's really not
out, and it's like.
But if the man has the identity of a woman and they're weak, that happens. That's all I'm saying. And a lot of people are. I have a son he's gay. He's very much. He acts like his mom. That's cool with me. That's his life. He chooses to be the person he is.
Yeah.
But he acts like his mom, and he's so easily scared. And like his brother, which is a younger brother, I walk up and I try to scare him all the time. I can't do it.
Let's not feminine and weakness. Let's not.
I feel sorry for any evil spirit that was to grab my wife by the arm in the dark. I feel bad for what is about to happen to that
So here's the thing.
Be very careful what you say there, Jeff.
So here's the thing. So my girlfriend is my partner with investigating. She. No nonsense. All right. Myself, no nonsense. I mean, like, we joke and we have a good time, but the thing is, we're strong and we stand firm, but we don't ever tell something to stop touching us.
Yeah.
What we do is we say, thank you. You can do that again if you'd like, because we want to get that evidence. We want to have
and that would be, and to an evil spirit from that perspective, that would be a braver stance than you trying to get defiant with it. I mean,
I don't think so. I think it's an invitation, and you should really be careful with. It's a fine line,
and
right?
that's where the whole being spiritually fit and knowing where I stand thing is.
Yeah,
because I know for a fact that you can touch me, but there's nothing that you can do that is going to affect me. Because I know where I am.
Leslie, what do you think about what I said?
Even Jesus got caught up in evil, so
What did you say, Mox?
Well, that's kind of the way I feel. I don't. I believe enough, and I trust in God to protect me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. I lost fear somewhere along the way.
And that's a good thing.
But I still have a healthy fear, but I'm not.
You're not scared to death.
Yeah, it doesn't hold me back.
I mean, there's a startling moment, and then there's a fear moment. Most of us have, at some point, we gain that startled moment, and that moment where, like that episode that I released with Brushy Mountain, where I'm standing in the hole next to my.
Amazing.
Sorry, it's me. I'm trying to look something up.
So I'm standing there.
I'm getting a message. Everybody, hold on. I'm getting a message. I don't know what it said.
So I'm standing there next to my girlfriend. We're in the hole of Brushy Mountain State Penitentiary, and she is standing about 3 feet to my right. And all of a sudden, something grabs my leg, and you see me jerk my leg. But I immediately afterwards, I was like, "Thank you for touching me. You can do it again if you'd like." you know, I had that startle moment of, oh my God, something grabbed me and I was not expecting it.
That's
But
what he used to say. I'm sorry.
All I know is she's laughing when you said, "Thank you for touching me."
Oh, sorry, that was I couldn't.
no, I'm proud of you.
Don't
I'm proud of you.
apologize.
That was good.
God.
I'm not Bigfoot and monsters. I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Yeah, I agree, Danny. When I every Thursday morning and every Friday morning, I walk into my research site hoping that I'm going to have interaction, and I often do. But you kind of, it's almost like, what am I wishing for here, right? It's like I want to have interaction, but geez, don't hurt me, you know. It's like let's know where to draw the line here, you know.
Well,
Right. Like,
Yeah, well, I ran around in the woods. I ran around in the woods hunting Bigfoot for a year, and then when I finally saw one, I still almost pissed my pants.
Yeah.
Well,
Honestly,
my
it
ex-roommate
was shocking.
my ex-roommate squatched for 10 years, and then when he finally saw one, it freaked him out.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what were you expecting? You were out there.
That's why
I was hoping to get it on camera. Is what I was expecting.
That's why I'm kind of grateful that my first encounter happened before I ever really felt like Bigfoot was something that I could go out and find. You know, I mean, it was completely by accident. I was 18 years old. It threw a log at me, knocked me off my feet, and it was a crazy experience. And had that happened to me today, I don't know how I would deal with that. I mean, it's almost like the idea of you're about to get in a car accident, let your body go limp, and you have a lot better chance of surviving it. I feel like mentally that's kind of how I was at 18. You know, I had this experience that I didn't have a lifetime of research and context to draw my conclusions. It just happened. I was perceptive to it. I was open to trying to look back at what happened. Why did it happen? What caused this to happen? And I don't know how I would have viewed that I mean, I still have encounters, or I find myself in places where they are when I'm doing research, but I don't look at it with this whole open mind of what did I just see? I mean, when I hear something or see something, I know what it probably is. So
yeah.
I was only 11 years old the first time I saw one, and it was like, to me, I was a kid. I was seeing a monster.
Well,
So
yeah.
Megan Richardson says inbreeding is killing the Sasquatch community. This should stop.
Killing the human race too.
Oh,
God bless America.
I'm glad, Megan. It's good to see you. By the way,
right.
Oh, by the way,
he's coming up with funny shit. She hasn't been around in a while.
I just want to mention Lockbeard mentioned something up top, and he said Ray didn't say stop touching. I know that reference, and thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Is that
one of my favorite movies? That's a Ghostbusters reference. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I haven't been watching the chat. Is Connor still in the chat, or did he take off?
No idea.
Sure. I don't know. I know Gypsy Road was in there.
Yeah, I see Gypsy Road popped in. There's a lot of people that popped in
the chat.
I'm excited later tonight to watch Moose. I was told a couple nights ago, a cousin of mine was visiting from Pennsylvania and said, "You got to watch this one movie." And the movie he suggested, I watched it, kind of laughed my ass off the whole time, and just thought, wonder why would he have watched this? You know, it was called Zombievers.
Oh yes.
Have you seen Zombievers?
It is so bad.
But I need
it is so bad that it's actually good.
Those are the movies that I love. There's another one called Raiders of the Lost Shark. It's about a flying shark. And it's literally just, it looks like a student-made film where they're literally holding one of those plastic sharks and just. And there's another one called The Last Vampire on Earth, where some dude from Russia wanted to make a version of Twilight. And it's so bad that the woman who was playing the lead was like, this is the dumbest thing ever. And halfway through the movie, it's a completely different girl.
What blows me away is when somebody suggests, like my cousin, when he says, you got to watch Zombievers. And I said, what is it about? And he goes, I'm going to tell you the first 3 minutes. A container of toxic waste, you see it floating down the river, and it gets hung up in a beaver dam and turns all the beavers into zombies.
It's so good.
And I'm like, that sounds so damn stupid now that I have to watch it. You know,
But
it's
that's
like,
the point.
what?
I spent an entire
who comes up
summer.
with the screenplay? I mean, how much weed do you got to smoke?
A lot.
We got to film a
an
movie
entire
called
summer
Zombievers.
watching nothing but
Is that
sci-fi
Zombie
channel
Beavers?
films.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Did you see the one about the sheep?
About
The one about the sheep that's attacking people?
No.
I don't know. I don't remember the name of it, but it's got sheep. I think it's in Australia.
Lost
Oh, no.
Jeff there.
Have you ever seen
we did.
Rubber? Rubber is a movie about a tire that decides it just gains sentience and decides it's going to roll around the world and kill people.
Oh, gee.
Horrible.
Wow.
You guys,
that-
you remember?
That's worse than all the Marvel.
Do you remember that Woody Allen movie where the big boob was coming down the hill?
Oh, yes.
Do you remember that movie?
God, it was so bad.
It was the best movie, I swear. I saw it. I was like 6 years old when it came out, but I can still remember every little bit of that movie. What was it called? It was
Everything you want to know about sex, but we're afraid to ask, maybe?
Yes. Yes.
It was a good movie, though.
I
Here's
do
a good movie from way back when.
I do a
Attack of
channel
the
called
Killer
Daily
Tomatoes.
News, the good stuff
Attack
with
of the
features
Killer
on TV
Tomatoes.
shows and
Yes.
movies.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Okay.
Mars
now,
Attacks is a good movie.
everybody, Mars
Yeah.
Attacks, yes. Everybody loves Alfred Hitchcock, right? Everybody,
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, Alfred Hitchcock is amazing. But if you break it down to its fundamentals, Birds is one of the dumbest movies ever made.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen Swiss Army Man?
Yeah, okay. I saw the
there.
previews and all I could say was, "Oh my god,
I
what
will
is
say
this
this.
going on?"
Daniel Radcliffe finally had a purpose in a movie.
Oh my god, I have never seen it. I couldn't get past the. The trailer. I was like,
It
they're
was
like using
so
them,
good.
Daily
bending him.
Dad's got something.
Well, I was going to take my dad out to a movie, and I was like, oh, this sounds like a good adventure movie.
I don't know.
Boy,
How
is
was it? Did you watch it? Anybody watch it?
Yes.
What was it about? Let me just. I didn't even go there.
It's this guy finds a dead body and he uses the gas inside of the body to fart his way to land. And then he's basically just using this body to survive.
So did
like
he like?
Swiss Army.
He like Wilsoned him. So
Yes.
he was top. Yeah, okay.
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
That's what I got from the.
Yeah.
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 Oh wow.
Well, it's
Except Weekend at
a
Bernie's,
lot of it.
those are great movies.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's. It's a blatant ripoff of like 3 different movies.
Yes.
Is what you're saying.
Yes.
Yes.
Well,
That's why I didn't watch it. I knew it was a good idea not to watch it.
no,
I knew.
you want to watch it.
You
It's,
definitely
Is it
need to
funny
watch
though?
It's not
Funny.
intentionally funny.
no.
It's kind of like gross funny. I felt like it was going to be gross. I'm just saying.
it's-
I'm like,
Let's put it this way. It's Napoleon Dynamite funny. It's horrible to watch. It is absolutely hell to watch. But it's the talking about it afterwards. And it's the fact that your living room becomes Mystery Science Theater 3000.
oh my god, couple
Yes.
robots. Hey, you guys.
That's literally all it is. And if there is no riff tracks for that, there needs to be, and I pray to God one day they
Where's
actually
it?
do it.
Mystery Science Theater definitely needs to do that movie too.
Well, so the original guys for Mystery Science Theater 3000, obviously they're not doing that anymore. They now have a thing called Riff Tracks that you can actually kind of watch along and listen to them talk about it.
Oh, awesome.
It's fantastic. One of the best ones ever that they ever did was Indiana Jones and Kingdom of the Crystal Skulls. The roast level that they pulled out for Riff Tracks in that one. Oh my god.
Amazing.
Just just delicious. Oh my god. So good. So good.
Well, I'm glad I didn't watch Swiss Army Man.
You have to watch it.
I'm going to have to now.
Megan says, I'm so
Now that
glad
you
they're
sound like,
rehabbing.
oh, this is going to ruin my whole dream world.
Megan says, I'm so happy there are rehabs out there for the shit they smoked tonight.
Ain't a quitter.
We were talking about dreams the other night.
Hands are for quitters, right? Nobody likes a quitter.
I had to change my location. It'd been too long without a cigar.
I thought you crawled into bed. It looks like
I don't
you
sleep
got
outside
a headboard behind
anymore.
Not knowing where he was taking us.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Wait, what is it? Daniel Lundy, the old Arachnid movie with William Shatner, really scared you. That movie was hysterical.
Which one?
There's an old, I don't remember the name of it, but there's an old Arachnid-based movie with William Shatner in it. I believe
Kingdom
it
of the
was-
Spiders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But the better William
Hilarious.
Shatner movie is called The Devil's Reign.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, I mean, William Shatner did one good movie in his life.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
no,
Have
don't
you
stop me
ever
from
heard-
Shatner, man. I'll crawl through the screen on you, buddy.
I'm just
have
saying.
have you ever heard William Shatner sing?
It's
As a matter of
amazing.
fact, I have, and you
Yeah,
can see
yeah.
that.
It's
And you
amazing.
How about
can see that
Tambourine
thing,
Man?
buddy. There's the good stuff.
Tambourine Man.
Tambourine
Where he's
Man.
screeching at the end. He's like, Tambourine Man! Mr. Tambourine Man! He's going
He does
crazy.
Rocket Man much
It's
better.
insane. You've
Rocket
got to
Man.
look it up.
When he did Rocket Man, that
Yes.
was awesome. That
Rocket
was
Man was great.
Jen, it's literally just called Riff Tracks. That's it. RIFFTRAX. Riff Tracks. Fantastic. You're welcome in advance.
All right, on.
Changing lives. Changing lives here.
That's what you do.
One riff track at a time.
Yes.
So, William Shatner has done one good movie in his life, and he ended up saving whales in it.
Yes.
Oh, come on, Rapid Cop was a lot better than that one.
everything he does is golden.
I love William Shatner.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
know
but I love him. He's
What?
hilarious.
we're doing here,
Yes.
but it would appear it is important.
I can't.
Daniel Lundy says that's blasphemy against William Shatner. Repent, heathens.
I apologize for nothing.
Well,
God sakes, Jim.
Barry Browning believes William Shatner is the Antichrist.
Whoa.
Okay, hang on.
He looks
the
god darn
Antichrist?
Wasn't
good
that
for
the
his
Nimoy,
age.
the one with the pointed ears?
No, that's Leonard Nimoy, Sir Leonard Nimoy.
Is
Okay?
he passed?
He-
Is he passed?
He knows.
He
damn
has
well.
passed
Yeah, just recently, didn't he?
a couple years ago, probably
Leonard
like 5
Nimoy?
years ago.
Yeah, that was wow.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
He was never
Oh.
knighted, but he should have been.
Yeah. I
I
agree.
remember that. What was it, the Reno 911 episode where they were pretty sure that they were doing recon across the hall from Leonard Nimoy, and it was just some young guy that looked like Leonard Nimoy.
Another good one.
Yes, overbuilt. It did suck. That's the reason I made the joke.
I saw that comment, but Sparks, why the hate on Captain Kirk, man?
I don't hate Captain Kirk. I just don't like William Shatner.
Con.
William Shatner's not Coke.
I don't think he would like you
He's
neither.
probably on Coke. He's not Kirk to me.
On
okay?
Coke?
He's probably on Coke.
That was the good years.
Everybody has these.
God. That's like his only good line, and he delivers
Start
it
it.
perfectly.
1978. I'm with a bunch of hookers. Things ain't looking good. It's ridiculous.
Start date 2032. There is, in fact, trouble with the tribble.
Apparently, I'm Michael Myers. Craziness.
Daniel says, I think the new Star Trek did a great service to the original actors. I was surprised.
I haven't watched it yet.
I don't know if he's talking about Discovery. Discovery is phenomenal, but if he's talking about the movies weren't half bad.
Which one was
Very good.
Discovery?
Discovery is a brand new one that's actually
Was that what-
based shortly after Enterprise was. So it happens between Enterprise and Next Gen, like in the chronology.
Who's captaining the
Spoke like a true Trekkie.
Okay, listen.
He's showing.
For God's sake.
Listen.
I've
I'm
not
an
seen it. I just
apologist
can't-
for both Star Wars and Star Trek. I have a Millennium Falcon on my arm. My car is named Corellia after the planet that Han Solo is from. Okay?
You're a nerd. We get it.
Massive, massive nerd. I literally have episode 4 of the Marvel Star Wars comic.
My
From
wall
1970.
is covered with Star Trek comic books. Who are you talking to?
I was just gonna say, here we go. Here we go. Now the Star. Oh no, dude.
Don't make me break the action figures out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't even get
You
damn
get a
started.
wall. You show one. You're like,
Right.
I have
Dan's
one.
like,
Oh, no. I don't have the ability in our current house to actually show all of my Star Wars off.
No, I'm sure.
Which is very sad.
Well,
I got the
listen,
ability to. My girl just won't let me. She says keep all that stuff in the office. Don't put it in the house.
Yeah, well, whenever my girlfriend will inevitably tell me that in the new house, I'm just going to say, suck it up.
Yeah, well, my girlfriend was a Marine for 15 years. I don't tell her shit like that.
amen, brother.
My girlfriend could kick my ass, and I still don't care.
Got a
I
boy.
can say all that, but I don't want to talk.
When you say we're the weak ones. Hmm.
Daily Dan's girl can kick all our asses.
I don't think so.
She's a mean black woman.
Yes. I wouldn't mess with her on my best day.
Oh my god!
I'm sure she's not mean. Come on.
Oh.
She likes to tease me because I'm sitting there when we go out to lift weights, and I'm sitting there benching 550, and she reaches over and picks it up like it's nothing and sets it over to the side.
Yeah, wait. Did you say you bench 550?
550.
550s. Was that it?
550.
Okay.
She can bench more, but I can do 550. About 5 times.
That's a
Wow.
lot of weight.
Yeah, the only time I'm on a bench is if there's a
What are you,
basketball
Arnold
game and I'm not
Schwarzenegger?
getting
What
put
is
in.
going on?
I'm almost 6'4", weigh 270, and I'm a big guy. So pushing heavy weight.
I'm 6 foot exactly, and I weigh 290 pounds.
Oh, here we go.
I can bench press like 300, maybe.
I'm 6'1".
Here we go.
Hang on. I weigh 385 pounds.
No, you
And
don't.
yes, I do. And I
You
don't
don't.
Stand up.
do anything
Wow.
because I don't go to the gym. Talking about sandwiches, baby.
Karate by
I'll
Subway.
eat you under the table.
I'm 6'3", 200
I'm like-
pounds, a little less than 200 pounds, and I'm lucky to do a push-up.
So true. I can't. I got 10 in me. And
I'm
then it's
allergic to working out, so I just like I break out in a sweat. Like skin gets
I hate
all
that.
red. I can't breathe.
Just at the thought of it, right?
It's awful. It's awful. The only gym that I go to is there's a sub place called Mr. Jim's. I'll lift those 12 inches all day long.
Are you talking about Jimmy John's?
No, there was a place that I grew up near in Virginia called Mr. Jim's Subs. It was a one-off, but dude, they could make the hell out of a chicken parm sub.
Oh my God!
Every Tuesday and Thursday, like clockwork. They knew.
So we're just going to call Brown Dwarf Tripod from now on.
Right?
I'm 5'10" with a third leg. Just saying.
I'll walk around limping. Because I can.
Hey, everybody, look.
Amazing.
Kickstand.
Dun, dun, dun.
That's funny.
Oh, God.
I'm 5 foot. I'm not kidding.
I was waiting for that, Leslie.
Can you see me?
I'm 5
funny.
foot and I stretch for the cereal boxes.
When I
When
look
she
out,
said that, I got a picture of a hobbit in my brain.
when I look out the bathroom window, my daughter and my daughter's boyfriend lives out behind the house. I sold him my old fifth wheel trailer. And so when I see her out there, I'll open the bathroom window and I'll yell out to her. And she laughs every time as she's walked. She says, Mom, it's like Wilson. Because she says, all I can see is your forehead. Because I'm too short to look out the window, right? I just thought I'd tell you that. But,
So this is the confusing thing.
Wait,
My mom.
wait. Stevie B just says, I used to be 5'10", don't know how tall now. She just had a double amputation.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
Stevie, I love you.
That's
You know.
hilarious.
Wow. And she has the best sense of humor of anybody on this planet.
I
Oh,
appreciate
God.
that more than anybody. So here's the confusing part. All right. 6'1", 390 pounds. My mom, 5'3.5", $145. My biological father was 5'7" and weighed 200 pounds.
Wow.
How did this
Are
happen?
you sure? No, I'm just kidding.
That was actually, it was the same with my brother. My brother is 6'3". My sister is, I think, 5'7". I used to be 5'3", but I don't know what the hell happened. But my parents were, I think, like 5'7" and 5'8". But my brother grew like a tree. So
I'm
think
only
it just
6'4", and the sad part is I'm the little teeny tiny guy in the family. My younger brother's taller than me and got bigger arms.
wow.
All my family's 6'6", 6'7".
Wow.
I got two brothers that's over 6'8".
Oh my gosh. And
I'm just
have you
I'm the
been
little
doing
guy they
some
picked up and
inbreeding in
started
the
running.
woods?
I'm just hoping my kid's tall like me and way more athletically gifted. Somebody's got to make some damn money in this house.
Hell, I got two sons taller than me.
I got 4 kids. I got 4 boys, and they're all musicians.
That's
I got
awesome.
7 kids, and they're all pain in the asses.
They all listen. My
being
6-year-old
honest,
just learned how
yeah.
to shoot 9mm to this last week. He's
That's awesome.
he holding on to it. Just it's great down here in Florida, you know.
Oh yeah, I hated Florida.
They love it though. They love go out in competition shooting and stuff like that at the shoot center. They have a blast. They're just like, what else can we do, Dad? We want to do it all. It's crazy. They're too much. I can't even deal with it. I'm glad I do what I
My
do.
girlfriend has a 17-year-old.
Yeah, I got the police calling on me Saturday night for shooting guns in the backyard. So
I wish I had a backyard to do that. I have to go to the shoot center downtown. I don't have that big of a yard. It's like about 2 acres, but it's kind of like it's urban sprawl, if you will, a little bit like that, you know. But it's really nice. It's not really loud and not a lot of as you can hear. It's way less
noisy.
Yeah, than my room. with all the air conditioning going on.
Garage.
Yeah, the old garage. But
The
you were there,
garage
it
is
was
cool,
fun.
though, dude. I like this setup in there.
Yeah, I'm about to get that mini split fixed and then have an actual studio in there. And then in case the actual air conditioner, actually, I'm gonna move the air conditioner, the handler unit out of that whole situation, so the whole garage is just soundproof.
So Danny and I live in the same town, and we hooked up the other night. If you guys are, missed me saying this earlier, we did a podcast. We recorded a podcast on Sunday night.
Yeah,
and he put it out, so you can check out his channel over here on YouTube. It's called "What's Your Theory."
I subscribed to that a while ago, by the way.
did you? Is that you?
Yeah, because I'm going over and watch the podcast and see what Mike's good about me.
Nice. Thank you.
What's your theory?
Yeah, we just ask a bunch of people a bunch of questions that are like way taboo, and like, hey man, if you don't want to answer it, that's fine. It's just I want to hear your theory on it. That's all. No, and I don't have really any. We try not to have any judgment or talk back. Just let you say what you got to do. If you don't want to say anything, that's fine. We move on to the next topic, and it's usually everything going on and everything on this earth today. Everything.
Like what
dope.
like political or cryptid or what kind of questions?
Anything.
Just
Anything.
It's just a conversation.
Who
Yeah, just like
decides on
anything.
who decides on the topic of the day?
I do.
Yeah,
There's really not a topic of the day. It's like a branch of a bunch of questions like that are really taboo.
Random.
Like people don't want to talk about. They're like every time you ask this question, they just run away. And it's like, all right, well, what do you think about it? It's like, well, I think it's bull crap, or then that's okay, that's fine. But we don't have to argue about it. We don't have to debate. It's not a debate whatsoever. Right. It's we want to hear what you think, and that's it. And that's spew off for 10 minutes if you want, but if not, that's the whole object of it. And then and just to hear what people have to say about it and kind of evaluate. There's no real, like I said, there's no judgment or nothing behind it. Just talk about it and maybe bring up a couple points here and there what we have in common maybe, and then move on to the next question.
I just subbed. So
thank you so much.
I enjoy that stuff, dude.
Chat.
So
Uncle Bones says 17 subs. Well, like I said, he just started this channel. This was the first episode that we just did. So
when I subbed, you only had 8, so you're doing pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. I mean, we're on for everything because after we get going, we want to have a nice studio and have it set up so we can have people come over, or we can do live streams like this. That's why I told Moog, I was like, hey man, I'm gonna try to hit it up because he came over and we were trying to use a bunch of webcams, but they didn't work with my computer for some stupid reason because I got one of those like really intense computers that cost like $4,000. And for some reason, it's not set up, and I had to use an OBS system with the cameras that I have, so it's kind of a pain in the butt.
DSLRs?
Yes. So, and I already know I have to expend a little bit of money and get it right. So you have to, and that's where we.
I just shoot videos and upload them to YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what I can do too.
All I do.
I had to do so much editing in that one video just because like all you would hear was the AC. So I had to like have a hard gate, and I ran everything through a whole sound system to a board and had to have it gated, and it's. I wish
I had that kind of technical skill. I can't even put a damn thumbnail on a video.
Well, that's what I do for a living. I'm a sound guy. That's what I do for a living. I'm a sound guy. I'm an engineer for sound. I do music scores. I do all that stuff. So it's like what I do. But I noticed that when we started doing it, Moog looked at me. I go, yeah, I know. Isn't this a pain in the butt? He's like, yeah. But it came out okay. But we're gonna fix that.
Well,
can I interrupt for a sec?
Yeah, for sure.
What WYT? Or is it what you think? Like
no, what's your theory?
Oh, what's your theory? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, because there's other things. Okay, never mind. All right, sorry.
Sparks Paranormal was like, what?
No, I was looking up. I was like, hey,
Brady
Leslie.
Bunch. It's a Brady Bunch joke.
Yeah.
Looking up
Okay.
your
Amazing. I've got 2 computers now. Computer.
Well, listen, guys, we're like 45 minutes over. My ass is dragging.
Wow.
But I do want to thank everybody for coming out tonight. Jeff, I know you were here earlier. I don't know what happened to you. You popped off. Thanks for coming on. Guys, check out everybody's channels. Leslie's Cryptid Canada. Please, subscribe. And if you like narrated stories, it's amazing. I'm sure a lot of you recognize her voice. If
I've been a member of her channel for a long time.
check out
Thank
Iron
you.
Dogger's channel,
Yeah.
Daily Dan blog. Okay,
No. If you check out anything, check out Daily Dan's The Good Stuff because it needs help. And that's my movies and TV channel.
Okay.
right on.
Cool.
And then, damn, I just had a brain fart. I went to speak and it was blank.
It wasn't.
Check out Danny's channel. What's your theory? And also Sparks of the Paranormal. Thank you
What's
guys
the
for
name
coming
of
out
your
tonight.
channel, Jackie?
Iron
What?
Dogger.
Just Iron Dogger. Okay, yeah, I think I already subbed.
Right on.
Oh, perfect. Okay, cool.
But I am going to put you guys backstage and wow. Would you two?
Sorry. It's too
I
easy.
think you're having a little affair over here.
Oh, man.
Oh, good
All
Lord.
right, guys. I got to throw you guys backstage. Thank you so much.
Take it easy,
Good
guys.
Good
Take
night,
it easy.
everybody.
Peace.
Great stream tonight, Mugs. Great stream.
It was
Good
a
night.
great show. Thank you, everybody.
It
Really.
was.
Yeah.
Let me.
I haven't laughed this much in a while.
Good. That's
Yeah, it
awesome.
was fun.
Please leave me backstage for a while so I can talk to Iron Dogger after the show for a minute.
I'm putting everybody backstage. Leslie, thank you.
Oh,
I'm gonna put
you're
you
welcome.
backstage. I'll be right back there in a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks again.
I don't know how all this works.
Just
Yeah, hang out for just
hang out.
yeah.
Don't push any buttons. Don't leave.
Just yours, right?
My microphone is
Yeah.
slowly creeping in on me. Oh wow, that was an awesome show, guys.
It was.
Oh wow, I want to thank everybody for showing up tonight. Amazing. I hate the word panel. Amazing group of people.
Yeah.
Everybody in chat, you guys rock. You do, and all my mods, thank you so much.
It was awesome.
I will be here Thursday, as usual, and I'm sure I'll see you guys tomorrow somewhere in chat.
I have no idea where I'll be.
Kelly, thank you. She's a great show. Could be a he. It's one of those androgynous names. And yeah, everybody I miss saying hi to. I apologize. It happens. All right, guys. Well, thank you again. If you like the show, please, hit that like button. I noticed, somebody was saying in chat how there were 79 people and there's 4 likes. WTF, So hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new, and check out all these other channels that you got introduced to today. There's some really good stuff out there.
Yeah.
So, all right, guys. You guys have an amazing night, rest of your night or morning now.
Right?
Well, at least here it's morning. And I'll see you Thursday. And Jackie, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
All right, guys. You have an amazing night. Peace and